Hi, guys. Welcome to the Power Network. Oh my word, I'm having a day, you guys. It's one of those connectivity days, weird stuff going on with the interwebs. And I planned this live for you guys to do on Mormonism, but the content creators that were going to talk about it aren't able to make it today. So we decided, I do have a panel for you. Two have arrived, and we decided that we would save that panel for the day when that we have more of an expert panel, because these are the two content creators that have lived it or know more about it. So today we decided that we're going to just do an HTC panel where it's just an update where we just talk about this and that. And I have Amber from Into the Weeds podcast with me, and I have Amy Boston. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
for being here. Sorry about all the issues.
You're all good.
Content
It
creation
happens,
is
girl.
fun some days.
Yeah.
Right?
So, what do you guys think about all the stuff that's been going on Hidden True Crime? What did you think about Amber? What did you think about and Amy about them showing up on Vinny? I thought about this. Maybe it was a pre-recorded live that they had done before. Why do you think he had her on?
That's a very interesting question, and I'm really not
It is.
sure. I really haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to the hidden true crime stuff because I've been cranking out so many Gypsy Rose videos. But I did see them on there for a little bit, and I was not taken aback, but I was like surprised that they would have her on there.
Same. I felt like it was like a reputation rehab for her too.
Yeah.
It was a totally different topic. It kind of like a distraction from what was going on in the interwebs. And it was her trying to be like, I'm a real journalist. I'm not a POS like everyone's saying I am. That's the vibe I got. I don't know about you guys, but
Well, I was watching in prep for the Mormon thing. I finally got into her Mormon stories episode. Have you guys watched? Oops, that's right, covering you up. Sorry, Amy. Have you watched her Mormon stories episode?
I have.
I had a really hard time with it.
I did too. It was hard to watch. It was really boring.
It was boring and it was cringe too. Like,
I watched the whole thing post 9-hour spiral. So I was watching it through the lens of knowing what happened with with her. So I did watch it from beginning to end post that. I had seen clips and stuff before, but she's very uninteresting. And does anyone else like, I got the impression from John and from what is it, Mandy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mandy, that they weren't buying what she was putting down with a lot, because John Dehlin, say what you want about him, he does know a lot about Mormonism and its history and all of the details about the about the leader there. And so I was picking up that they weren't buying it all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a Reddit post by Mandy that came out, and she was saying that during that interview, there were some things that she really questioned Lauren about, and all of this is making her feel even more like what's going on. Because I remember doing something on the Mormon stories. Yes, here. Let me share my screen.
All right.
I just saw Just Me said something about the library story. I agree.
So here was the Mormon Stories co-host drops a bombshell about hidden true crime. Reddit forum. I thought this was really interesting. A post on more Lauren nonsense. Lauren nonsense. I'm sure I'm going to get into it. All right. Let me get myself there. All right. Silence can be interpreted as support. I don't want to stay silent. Hi, everyone. Mindy Caldwell here. I have appeared several times on Mormon Stories podcast with John Dehlin. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know how to say that last name. Lauren Matthias, Megan Connor, and Dr. John remotely. I'll start by saying that I deeply value my friendship with Dr. Dehlin and would never speak for him on this issue or any other. John is a sincere guy with a big heart, and Margie Dehlin is one of the warmest, most genuine souls I've ever known. I adore them both. I've spent many hours in the Mormon Stories studio with John, Lauren, and Megan. I care about all of them. We have worked hard in our collaborations, and I'm proud of the episodes we have released. A little backstory on my relationship with Lauren and HTC. I told my friend Dr. D years ago that I've been doing a deep dive on the Daybell case, so he asked if I'd like to join him with the Matthiases on Mormon Stories to talk about it. I came prepared to those interviews with a binder full of detailed notes, and the others nicknamed me Binder Mindy. I have always relied on my trusty notes and deep research as a way to contribute to the conversations. I have been effusive about HTC in the past, and have found value in much of their content. I have praised Lauren for her work ethic. The first time I met Lauren in person was at a trial in Boise. She and her friend Sarah generously allowed me to stay with them, for which I'm grateful. I saw Lauren's hustle and tenacity behind the scenes and was impressed by her. Outside of our collabs discussing the Daybell case, Visions of Glory, and Frank Hildebrandt, I have followed HTC's content less in recent years, mostly because of life getting busy and also just feeling drained from true crime in general. When I accepted John D's invitation a few months ago to join as a co-host for Lauren's personal story, I was unaware at the time of any of the drama behind the scenes. In retrospect, the timing of the interview raises concerns, but I will confirm that John has wanted to interview Lauren for a long time, and I was happy to participate. I sent a message to Lauren and Grayson shortly after the 9-hour live to extend my support. There were moments during the long live where things weren't quite adding up in my mind, but my message of support was mostly in response to the evident distress of the situation. Since then, I've spent many hours consuming content and sifting through information, including frequent visits to the subreddit. I appreciate what has been shared. It's a really good subreddit, you guys. My Mormon faith deconstruction has taught me that there is freedom and great value in learning to think critically. I spent the first 40 years of my life following the church path with gusto, and the past 11 years meticulously attempting to detangle a lifetime of conditioning. I have learned the importance of challenging confirmation biases and examining evidence despite
devotion of loyalty to the subject of examination. I recognize that I only have a hangnail's worth of skin in this game. I don't produce my own content and keep a pretty low profile in general. I'm not a keeper of any damning information and don't know most of the people involved in this drama. The HTC rabbit hole started out as confusion and sadness several weeks ago. I had high hopes for the We Respond video as a way to bring clarity to the situation, but instead I was catapulted into an obsessive quest for more information. My metaphorical binder is bursting at the seams, even considering the mounting pile of incredulous moments of discovery these past weeks. The copyright suit against Kresha and attempts to silence people talking about it is a line in the sand and led me to finally say something publicly. What the hell, you guys? Very poor form and so incredibly disappointing.
So she did speak out, and it did seem, somebody I saw in the chat, somebody said, like, they really doubted her library story, which I did too. She said she was at this church library and researching all of, what's the guy in this story, the Joseph Brigham's, all of his wives?
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith. Sorry, I got Brigham Young and Joseph Smith.
No,
but he was researching supposedly all of his wives, and they were like, really? They would keep that in your church library? Because they tried to keep that all hidden from us. And she tried to backpedal, and it was just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember that now that you're bringing that up. Yeah, that whole situation, he was actually, so Joseph Smith was, he was around the Restoration movement, which is kind of the church that I subscribe to or whatever, just basically going back to the fundamentals of the Bible. Mm-hmm. And our group kicked him out and said, hey, go away because you're too crazy. But he formed right around the same time. And there's a lot of literature that I've read way back in the day, but he was just a charlatan from the get-go, and everybody who had any real dealings with him saw that. So the fact that a whole religion and a whole state, is basically just like built off of this one guy and his weirdness is just unfathomable to me, but I guess that's the way it goes sometimes.
I think it's why it reminds me of Scientology.
Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, they say that L. Ron Hubbard, Joseph Smith was someone that he based a lot of the Scientology principles on. There's uncanny matches from how they operate and how Joseph Smith operated. Yeah.
There was this Western that came out recently called American Primeval, and it has a lot of LDS Mormonism in it, and it talks about, it shows how the settlers were trying to cross the Mormon territory, and they were trying to pretend like it was Indians massacring people because they were trying to charge people to cross through their territory. Yeah, and I guess it's based on real true sort, like they really did this. So
well, and the whole state of Missouri had a law where you could run out Mormons or kill them, on sight, because they were coming in and taking, their young daughters and stuff, and trying to create a lot of craziness in the state of Missouri. And it wasn't even repealed until the late 70s, I believe.
I found this stop the LDS church from paying influencers to preach. I mean, they even have a GoFundMe to try to stop it.
So do you find it weird that we're talking about the Mormon church funding influencers, but yet they don't pay their bishops or their stake presidents or anything like that? I mean, how weird is that?
It's bizarre.
It is bizarre, but they must fund them somehow.
No, it's considered a calling. It's considered service to the Lord.
Yeah, that's true.
But do they get a home and stuff? Like, how do they support themselves?
I honestly don't know. I think they have jobs and support themselves that way, but
yeah, you dedicate your life to your family because there's a patriarchal, you know, the husband provides and the wife takes care of the kids, and so they're often very successful. They're doctors and lawyers and everything, but then you're right, there's the calling, and you donate your time to the Lord. You donate your time, but there's so many things, in my opinion. There's so many things wrong with the keeper of secrets type of thing. You know, you're not allowed to go to authorities. You're not allowed to go to the police. You have to tell everything to your bishop, and then they're often covering things up. They don't want to help anybody. They're trying to like save face for everyone in power. It's very sad.
No, I totally agree.
Didn't you interview someone that escaped from the Mormon church recently, Amber?
Yeah, so I interviewed Mrs. Fancy Pants, Stephanie, and then I also interviewed Stephanie Davis. So Miss Fancy Pants was trafficked by the church, by her family. And that was actually Mike, one of our hosts at Military Broadcast Radio.
The abuse was rampant.
He actually is he was the first Boy Scout to call the Boy Scouts out for sexual abuse back in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
And so he is in a lawsuit with the Boy Scouts of America for over $4 billion.
Wow.
But Stephanie, we were talking about her trafficking. She was made to sell mistletoe. After Thanksgiving, they went out and sold mistletoe till like 11 o'clock at night with hardly any clothing. And it was a very dangerous situation. And she's got a whole story going. Please go and watch that. And then, and she was also on Difficult Research with Crusha.
Oh, okay.
And then we had Stephanie Davis on, whose son was nearly assaulted by a repeat sexual predator. And she didn't give up. And even the Attorney General of Utah said that they never expected somebody to push this hard for their child. So, yeah, it's just, there's a lot of crazy laws and loopholes in Utah, and Stephanie Davis and Miss Fancy Pants Stephanie is, they're trying to change it. They're trying to make Utah a safe place for women and children. So,
what have you been doing, Amy?
I have been covering John Benet Ramsey in Colorado. We're around the same age. Yeah. I haven't. I've been doing kind of like the drama of hidden true crime, just because I think that she's just not that great of a person or creator. But I like unsolved cases, and that case really gets my heart. I actually was able to interview Frank Zell last week, and he is an investigator who has been investigating this case for decades.
Really?
Yeah.
So
wealth of information.
I saw recently that the Boulder police had a press conference saying that they were still working on it. What was that about?
So they're saying that they're reopening the case, and that they're gonna, DNA is gonna be the thing that finds the killer. But we've gone nearly 30 years and no one has done anything. How did they find Brian Koberger? The EGG testing or whatever that was. And they haven't done that yet. And if you listen to my interview, actually, Jay, I saw someone mention Jay, Every Day with Jay. She actually did an interview with Frank Zell as well. And John Benet's parents were part of a church. And there's a lot of child abuse around that and the people that are associated. So, everyone's allowed to have an opinion. No one knows what happened to John Benet. And, I always think, like, thank goodness for good people who are out there trying to figure it out. Hopefully they do find it. It's been 30 years.
Here.
What's your idea about it?
I always thought that it was a person from the party that they had the Christmas party, or the brother, because that's the only information that had been given, right?
Mhm.
And then I started looking into different podcasts. I was watching different creators and Frank Zell, and it's unfortunate that I don't think the parents were directly involved, and I don't think that the brothers was involved any longer. I think that it's bigger than that, and there was a lot of corruption and cover up for the powers that be, and there's a reason why it was never solved, because they didn't want it to be solved.
The powers that be, meaning in the pageants, or like?
Yeah. So the person that was hired to take pictures of JonBenet for her portfolio was actually a person that belonged to this church, and he was a PDF file, and
Really?
yeah. I mean, there's so many layers. I'm sorry.
What church is this?
I believe it was called St. James Episcopal Church.
Okay.
Yeah. And there people have connections to the Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Apparently she knew the Ramseys, and he was kind of operating back then too. Really? And meaning the powers that be, I think that the people that were really trying to figure out what happened to JonBenet were actually taken off the case. They were fired. Anyone that was really trying to find out was removed from the case. The DA, the Colorado child estual scene runs deep, and it's like lawmakers and so
really.
Yeah, and
What do you
he was
about Trisha going after John at CrimeCon?
That was awful.
I don't think that was awful. Okay, leave John alone.
Yeah,
no one should be going real life on anybody, right?
No.
I don't agree with that whatsoever. Like, if I want to talk about it, like, this kind of like the same with like Lauren, like, stop going after families, like, leave the family. If you want to objectively talk about a case that you are not inserting yourself into, no, stop contacting people, stop getting their lives. For her to go on there and then bash Ashley Banfield just for having her own opinion, I'm all about free speech and opinions, and they haven't solved this specific case for 30 years. I'm allowed to have my opinions. You collect information, and I reserve my right to change my mind, right?
Yeah.
Her going after him is terrible. She doesn't know what happened.
Yeah.
And for all appearance sake, he's been trying to find out what happened to his daughter. Whether he knew the people or not, he may have indirectly tried to cover up the who knows? I don't know what happened tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope someone figures it out, because that little girl was disgusting what happened to her. Maybe it was abuse that went too far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was happening to Burke too. People are like, oh, he talks weird. He's odd. He's this.
Something was happening to him, Amy. You don't play with poo. You don't play with poo and put it under the tree and stuff like that, and have nothing's happening to you. I don't think so. That's like one of the most extreme things kids do.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with kids for 25 years now, and kids do things for the weirdest reasons, and sometimes there's absolutely nothing happening to them and they act out, and other times it's completely a sign of abuse or something happening. So you just have to be aware and pay real close attention,
I don't know. I just think poo play is very serious. Like, working in the foster care system as a social worker,
right.
That was very worrisome for us when it got into the poo play.
Yeah. I've seen a lot.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
yes, I'm preaching to the choir. I know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But
Very sad.
actually,
All of it.
yeah, I was with Maggie Zingman, the mother of Brittany Phillips, who was murdered in Tulsa, and she had a really great idea about a show, and so I think we're going to put it together. But what it is she wants to talk to parents, the victims' parents, and have a discussion about how law enforcement, after so many years, should allow the families to decide whether it should go to another agency or department or whatever to get the case solved, instead of it just sitting in one department's evidence room for years and years and years.
I love
So,
that. Fresh
yeah.
eyes, right?
Yeah.
Is that something legal that can be done, or is it just
I don't know, but we're going to have the conversation about it, and before we have the conversation, I'll know more about it. But it was just an idea that she had because we had met the father of a victim at the Tulsa parade last weekend, last Saturday, a 16-year-old who had been murdered. She was pregnant, and 2 days later, she was murdered after she told her boyfriend. And her name is Dina Dean, and there's actually something on Netflix or Hulu, I can't remember, about her, and that happened in Tulsa. So we're going to have her father on as well. But it's just these families for so many years, they're never given any updates. No one's working on the case. And I can't even imagine just sitting there for years, just thinking and searching and trying your hardest to figure it out on your own. And that's what I've noticed with all of the family members that have come on my show is that they're the ones that are doing the detective work. They're the ones that are breaking the case open. It's not the detectives.
I agree. And just the not knowing, the pure torture of not knowing for all these decades what happened to your children.
Yeah.
I'm all about protect children. It doesn't matter if it's my kid, you can somebody else's kids. Right.
Yeah.
And that hurts. I'm
sorry, Amy, I thought you were done. I keep talking over you because I think you're done. I'm so sorry, Amy. I think you're done with your sentence, and then I just jump in there, and then I'm jumping right on you. I'm sorry.
You're good. I just, with children, it's like, I like to say this too. It's like when a child goes missing, or if a child's getting hurt and stuff, it's never the boogeyman.
Yeah,
it's never the boogeyman. It's the people that you know, right?
Yeah.
There was actually.
You were done.
So there was a case that just broke out in Massachusetts recently of a bus driver, right? Like I said, I have a very young son, and I put him on the bus every day. I wave to the bus driver and everything, and he's getting all types of charges, all types. And he's finally taken off the job, but he's been a bus driver for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
How many people have you heard?
Kresha, do you want to come up? I see you're in the chat. Sorry, Amy.
You're good.
So I was going to say, Amber, didn't you have a missing family member that you was missing for a while and you finally found? Wasn't she missing for like 2 years or something?
Yeah. So actually, it was my stepsister. Well, I just call her my sister. She's not even technically my stepsister. She is my stepdad's ex-wife's daughter, but she lived in our home for a while. So she's my sister. But yeah, she went missing. She got into drugs, and it was really bad. She went into, some form of psychosis or something. And my sister and her mom tried to get her help, and she ran away, and we didn't know where she was and hadn't heard from her in like 2.5 years. And then finally their mom was like, hey, we've really got to find out where she is. And so my sister took it upon herself to, find her. We finally found her with the police's help. And then my sister went to go rescue her. And my sister doesn't drive, but she drove all the way from Wisconsin to Missouri to our house. And and so now my sister's in a safe place. But it took like 2.5 years to finally say, hey, okay, we know you want to be on your own. We know that you ran away willingly. No one took you anywhere. So it's tough for families when that kind of stuff happens, because you don't know if even if they left willingly, they may have run into trouble or something may have happened to them. And so that's what we found out with Shannon LaFleur. She ran away willingly, and she was gone for 2.5 years. But it took a plea from her teacher to get her to come out and say, hey, I'm here. I'm okay. So.
Yeah, her aunts still thank me for helping them. Thank us for helping them.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
I'm glad she was found alive.
Me too. And I'm hoping Chanda Lore Sanders is found alive as well. I have hope, because there was a potential sighting of her last year, but we don't know. So
I need to get another live together for that. I don't know. You've been so busy and I've been so depressed. So
well, no, and with Chanda's family, I haven't heard anything from them in a while, because I got them hooked up with the MMIW representative for their tribe, and so they're doing things with them. So I don't know what's going on, and I haven't had any updates or anything. So I don't know.
I haven't either. Now that she hasn't texted me over on TikTok. Now that you say that.
Mm-hmm.
And the aunt never contacted me either. So,
yeah.
Can I ask you girls, what's your thoughts? Have you guys followed the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case?
A little bit, but not really.
A little bit. Okay.
Who is it?
David, the singer with the 15-year-old girl.
David. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I never didn't really get into it.
No. It's that tragic. It's everybody knew where this young girl was.
Yes.
And they didn't do anything. Yeah.
They didn't do anything. They found her finally then?
No, well, they end up her family contacted TMZ when she was found in her 20-year-old boyfriend's Tesla frunk.
Oh, that's right. The trunk. She was in the trunk.
The trunk.
Yeah.
But the parents and her family had known where she was all that time. And I have different thoughts about that, because I can imagine being a parent, you know where your child is and they won't come home, but at least you know that they're safe.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, she was like 11 when she met this, like, and like, in my mind, an 11-year-old shouldn't be messing with an 18-year-old guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you knew that was her boyfriend. It's just like there's so many different factors of that, and and at the end of the day, a young girl was found tragically killed, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. My stomach would hurt reading and watching things about it. Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is I have known so many parents over the years who allowed those kinds of relationships to go on.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being in the 6th grade in Lawton, Oklahoma, Fort Sill. And no, take that back. I was in the 5th grade, but there were 6th graders who were dating GIs. And then when I was in the 7th grade, I went to a slumber party, and like 3 or 4 GIs came to the slumber party and hung out with all the girls, made out with them. So yeah, it's a hard topic. It's a definitely one that you have like almost like countering feels, because us being young women, like I remember being 17 and this 28-year-old guy was I was so in love, and then being in my 40s now and looking back, you're like, what does a 28-year-old guy want with a 16-year-old girl? Mhm.
You know, and so there's so many different factors into it, and it's just so sad.
But you think it's so cool at the time, because I remember going away to camp and talking to the camp counselor while we're at home, and it's like so messed up. Like, that's messed up. That's messed up.
Amy Crushes says that link brought her to her own studio.
But how would I invite her to her own studio?
I have no idea. Unless you copied it, if she sent you one.
Let me put it out there again. I don't know. I have no way of sending her to her own studio. Because how would I have that link?
Oh, if she, it brought me to mind too, because we have StreamYard. I think if you just click it, like you can accept it and like to stream to your own, but it will bring you into this. I believe that happened to me as well.
I always go through my own studio to get into other people's studios. But
yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just click through it. You go into the link. You click through the link, and it'll bring you into my studio. Because that's the only link I have to give you to the studio. I've never given another link out unless I'm wrong. Over on Hidden True Crime, the Reddit, I do see that Jay put up a where Lauren is crashing Kay during the victim memorial.
In this video, I'm going to walk you through a clip that Lauren Matthias took at the memorial for JJ and Tylee. That is JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. Now, there's more going on here than what we saw in my live stream earlier, than her just, bum rushing up on Kay. I think that she saw Kay come into the room and targeted her on purpose. Let's walk through the video together.
There's Kay.
First, you're going to see Lauren walk into this room where the memorials are.
I never realized how much Kay and Crusha sounded alike until you got them up on the same panel. And I thought telling who was who.
Set up with all of the mementos of JJ and Tylee. And I'm going to show you the exact moment where I think she spots Kay Woodcock in the room.
Oh, and I just met a hidden gem here, everyone. I'm keeping your privacy, but I'll come say hi.
Caw. She has spotted Kay Woodcock. Now watch what she does next.
She beelines it to her, I bet.
Kim, I just met Kim.
Zero shame.
Goes up in the air.
Hi.
Boom.
I'll come say hi in just a minute.
Oh, it's Kay.
Oh, she'll talk to her in just a minute because she's got to go exploit Kay first.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yay.
It's beautiful.
Here she is pretending she didn't see Kay, panning around to the other.
I will also say, too, in watching her Mormon stories, all of her, I thought about this for a long ass time. I have to tell you this. When she was doing her story about her friend Abby that she met when she was a child, and I guess knew her from 5 until maybe 3rd grade or whatever. And Abby wasn't a Mormon like her. And then they ask her, well, what was Abby? And she's like, oh, well, I don't know. I think every one of my friends' religious background, if friends that I met in the 2nd grade, I knew every one of their beliefs.
Yeah, you're right. And she said that she went to church with her, or whatever that they might have called it, right? She's like, I went to her church. My mother let me go. She was so progressive. You didn't know.
It was reading. It was reading. She went to the library because the girl liked to go to the library and read. And so her mother said, you're not going to church today. You're a churchgoer, but your friend likes to go to the library and read. And that's what you're going to do today. She wouldn't know that that's what she's going to do. Her friend wouldn't be like, you should come to the library with me today. Her mom's just going to send her. I don't believe it.
Right. And then she broke into the library, remember, to unfold the Joseph Smith controversy when she was in 6th grade or something. Right? And John DeLynn was not buying that. I put my salary on John from the vibe I got. He was like, oh, okay, Lauren.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to that. I remember it vaguely, but I think I was trying to fall asleep.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna do a live. I have to go through it because I was watching it this morning and I was like, I cannot watch this alone. I need people. I need people. This is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's easier to do it, to talk it all out with like-minded folks who are just like, what am I watching right now? I believe that, like, and this is my opinion, I'm allowed to have it. I think that most of that story was made up. She, like,
Oh, I think so too, Amy. I think so.
You're talking about the Joseph Smith and his wives and everything?
Her whole life.
Oh.
Her whole life just made up. I think that was Abby a fictitious person? You know,
well, it showed me that she didn't have friends. Like, she didn't know how to be a girlfriend because so she had Abby from like 5 until however you are in the 3rd grade. And then she said she couldn't make friends. And then they moved to this town where she really couldn't make friends. Nobody liked her. And then she moved back. And then she kept saying that her dad liked to spend time with her brothers, but she liked to go out and make friends. But she didn't have any friends. So she couldn't keep friends. So
yeah, she said it over and over and over that she couldn't keep friends and she was the ugly duckling. And this is the thing. I can feel for someone like that, right? I can feel for someone who was awkward and kind, like I've always been kind of like a bigger girl, right? And I'm tall and I can get not feeling very good about yourself. And I can sympathize with that. But when you start weaponizing that mean girl attitude because you think that the world has done you wrong, is a step too far in my eyes.
Yeah.
And she turned into the person, in my opinion, that she either strived to be as a child because she didn't have these girlfriends, no one ever liked her. And you know, her family background's very interesting too, with her father being in prison a lot, or just being a criminal. Her brothers allegedly are criminals. And so when you're coming up in that world and you have no identity of your own, I can imagine that her life was really hard, and I can sympathize with that. I can.
Well, I come from like a family that gets in trouble a lot with drug use and all that stuff. So I don't hold anything like that against her or anything, but it just seems like she's a victim in this whole thing. And I never saw where she was a victim ever presented to me.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it was in her own mind, right? Because if you have an identity problem, you don't know who you are. Like I am an addict. I've been sober for quite a while, knock on wood, God willing. So, but you know, kind of like owning what your true history is, and then being authentic, that comes across. I've never gotten an authentic vibe from her ever. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's sad. Like, to me, that's sad. Like what, why do you hate yourself so much, type of thing?
Well, I was very embarrassed about my upbringing. So like, when I lived in Arkansas with my dad in Northwest Arkansas, Duggar territory, that's where I met Mrs. Duggar. I was very embarrassed about my mom's living situation because my mom was, at that time when I first started there, a single mom. We were on food stamps and commodities. She was a drug addict. She had friends that would take care of us. I mean, as in like they would move in and rent a room or whatever, things like that. So that's how we would pay for things and whatever. But my life was like really, really complicated and I had a lot going on. But I would be so embarrassed when I lived in Arkansas to even mention that kind of stuff that I just never even talked about it.
Yeah.
And so it depended on who I was around, because the people in Arkansas were more privileged. They had more money. It was more middle class. There was no diversity really at the time when I lived there and was going to school. So yeah, I didn't really talk about it with my friends at all. So they wouldn't have even known any of that stuff because I just kept it buried and didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I see Alora's here. Why don't you guys fill us in really quick on the Gypsy Rose stuff? Because I know you got to head out to do some not grocery shopping, Christmas shopping, grocery shopping. Like that's a big deal.
Maybe that too.
So tell us what's going on. So you got a lot of new stuff, and you were on Perez, and my God.
Yeah, Perez Hilton got involved in the Gypsy Rose Blanchard story. Now he'll tell you it's all for the coin, the money. So he asked me and a bunch of other creators to go on his channel on TikTok and talk to him. I just told him why I got the FOIAs, why I'm involved in it. And tonight we're going to be going over Gypsy and Nick's birthday edition, which is just all of the videos that we could find that we were sent about birthday. So anything that Nick sent her or she sent him for their birthdays, we're going to include that we have. And then there's going to be more as well. So I've gained a ton of followers, like over 17,000 followers since last Thursday.
Wow.
We're very thankful to everybody.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's amazing. You do great work.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Wow. How many did you gain?
So when I first started last Thursday, I had 6,800 or so. And now we're at what, 19.5?
You're screaming up on 20.
So
that's amazing. You deserve that. Your coverage of her is incredible.
I worked really hard to get the stuff.
Thank you. And the last time, so the very first FOIA I got, I just sent it out to everybody. I didn't watermark it or anything, and it just sat there. Nobody looked at it. And Alora and I covered it, but no one picked up on it. And then finally a bigger creator picked up on it, and that came out. And then we got the emails from a woman in the UK who was kind enough to send them to us because she wanted us to present them to everybody. And so we did that. And then now this last round of FOIAs, I mean, I've done a whole bunch, but
for other cases too.
For other cases as well. But yeah, so this last round, I decided I'm just going for maximum impact. I'm just going to release videos periodically so that people will pay attention this time.
Good.
Because no one paid attention last time.
No.
Good.
Well, you're wiser now too. I mean, you're more experienced. I thought it was very interesting that someone said you only paid 34, but then to find out how much you actually paid, I was like, wow.
Yeah, and that
who would you think said that?
Yeah, but anyways, also, it's just so initially they gave me a quote of over $1,800. And
Cresha's here. Hi, Cresha.
Yeah, and so then it eventually went down, and so I only paid a little over $800. But yeah, it's been interesting. I'll never do a crowdfunding again. I'll never do anything like that. I didn't want to do it this last time, but everybody kept asking how they could help, and so I said, okay, finally, I'll set up a Cash App. I did, and I don't like it. So
you know how the internet goes. It doesn't matter what realm you're in. People are always going to be like that. So.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The internet will internet.
Hi, Cresha. We finally got you up here.
Yeah, my computer is crapping out again. Oh my god, no. I'm about to just join through my phone, so I did. Yeah. Hey.
Hello. Well, we've actually got to go, but I will hook up with you sometime, Cresha, because I want you on our show to talk about some interesting things. So.
All right, that sounds good. I've been checking in the Gypverse too, with Dr. John. I'm just like, where else he going? What else he doing? What else he touching with those big sausage fingers? Okay, like they're everywhere, and it's like the cockroaches, and they just. I'm stomping, and
Well,
you know,
that Gypsy calls herself a cockroach now. It's Operation
that.
Cockroach.
That's actually that's what reminded me of the whole light dark. It's marking people bad.
Yeah.
It's like a zombie. It's just like Tim Ballard calls lukewarms. It's crazy.
Aren't you around where Gypsy lives, Crusha?
Hell no, she moved out. No, she's over there on the other side of the state. She was in my town. She was. And let me tell you, my daughter took a picture with her at the Preon Lake Mall. I was like, Ashlyn K, no, ma'am, your cousins were murdered. Your uncle was murdered. Like, what are you doing? No.
Listen, I get it. Sometimes you do things for the plot and you don't think too much about it until after the fact. I've been guilty of that myself. So
she'll be like, what? She'll be 20. What's today? Anyway, she'll be 20 on the 23rd, and she's going to school. She wants to be an FBI agent, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's not going to fare well with that photo bomb.
Hey, as long as she's not like supporting her or anything,
exactly.
Then a photo op is perfectly fine.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, well, we're going to have to go, but I hope that everybody has a very blessed day.
You too.
Thank
you.
This is their channel. Be sure that we'll put everything down in the show notes. Kim is putting it over in chat. And yeah, thanks for joining us. I'll reschedule the Mormon one. I'll email you soon.
Okay, awesome. Thank
Have
you.
fun.
Bye, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Bye.
This is their channel. Be sure to head over tonight. They're going to be doing a Gypsy Rose live.
Fantastic.
Okay.
It's so good to finally get you up here, Crusha.
It went quiet.
Are you okay, Crusha?
Hello.
Crusha. Uh-oh.
Is it me or you? I can hear you, and I think you can hear me.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
I don't think we can hear Amy.
You can't hear me?
Yes, you. Yes. I don't know. The host.
It's Amy.
But then I'm like, wait, her name's Amy too. And so I'm like, okay. Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah.
So what did
Can we
you
hear her
think
now?
we
No.
were told? Oh, Crusha, can you hear me? You're confusing me, Crusha. Crusha, can you hear
I'm going to mute me. Here we go.
Crusha, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Who?
Can you hear
Wait,
me?
let me Yes,
I think I might have been
can
on
hear you.
mute. I was on mute because you can't take me anywhere.
But I couldn't, right? I couldn't hear
I
her.
was talking.
She's
I'm
talking
talking.
like I see her mouth moving, but I don't hear her.
Crusha, Amy, can you tell Crusha to leave and come back?
Let me mute
Oh,
you.
no. My mic was on mute.
No, she can't
And,
hear me, Amy. Can you tell her to leave and come back?
Crusha, could Amy said, can you leave and come back so that if you can't hear
Yes.
her?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, let me try and get out of here.
Okay. It's one of those days that I don't know. Mercury's not even retrograde. It went out of retrograde, so I don't even know what's going on.
It's like there's like you have like personal stuff. You say you're having some, and there's like the holidays, and it's like everything kind of combined, and then everything kind of like piles on, right? And you're just like, well, today's just not the day. This is where I would lay in bed and watch true crime.
I know. I would have canceled it because I've been losing internet all day long, but then I'd already rescheduled it. So I've already rescheduled it. Now we're doing this. So woo!
This is the fun.
You look really beautiful, Amy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am kind of fresh faced, and I had to turn on my light because I was like, oh.
No, you look
I wasn't
really
even going to
beautiful.
come on camera. Thank you. I appreciate that. You too. Thank you for including me in your panels. I really, really appreciate this. And you have a wonderful chat, and I watch you every morning at work. I know you know that because I'm in your chat, but I watch all of your content every day, and you're absolutely spectacular and
Well,
your
you say
coverage
the
is
best
always
things,
stellar.
Amy. You say the best things, and you're really smart and witty and on top of it. So I enjoy having you.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get this Mormon panel together. I did see that when we were playing when I was showing this video here, somebody said that, okay, so getting back to this was at the memorial, and someone said that I was waiting for Crusha to come back, but let's see. They said that Kay was over talking to JJ's biological dad, and Lauren just rammed up on it and interrupted.
I haven't seen this yet. So Kay was talking to her son, the JJ's biological father, and Lauren had to intrude to exploit her more than she already has.
Let's pop it back from the beginning and watch it.
In this video, I'm going to walk you through a clip that Lauren Matthias took at the memorial for JJ and Tylee. That is JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. Now, there's more going on here than what we saw in my live stream earlier, than her just, bum rushing up on Kay. I think that she saw Kay come into the room and targeted her on purpose. Let's walk through the video together.
Ugh.
First, you're going to see Lauren walk into this room where the memorials are set up with all of the mementos of JJ and Tylee. And I'm going to show you the exact moment where I think she spots Kay Woodcock in the room.
Oh, and I just met a hidden gem here, everyone. I'm keeping your privacy, but I'll come say hi.
Caw. She has spotted Kay Woodcock.
There you are.
Now watch what she does next.
Zoom.
And Kim, I just met Kim. Huh? I'll come say hi in just a minute.
Oh, she'll talk to her in just a minute because she's got to go exploit Kay first.
Oh, yay.
I mean, can't wait to see it.
Here she is pretending she didn't see Kay, panning around to the other tables. She knows damn well what she's going to do and what she plans on doing. Here she goes in for the kill.
Oh, the flowers are beautiful. Thank you again, dear hidden gems. Oh, and I saw there was one from a Facebook group too.
Even though this is her second live of the day, she's so interested in this Facebook group bouquet that was sent. So much so that she's got to get right over Kay's shoulder and invade her space.
I want to show you.
Been following this. They're called 50 Shades of Guilt.
And that's Kay right there.
Kay's daughter, Kresha, informed me that Kay was FaceTiming her son, Todd, who is JJ's dad, and showing him these arrangements.
Her face said everything we needed to know.
This is so intrusive.
You're so right, Amy. Look at her face. Like, she's back off.
Yeah.
Is that, Kresha, is that your mom's back off bitch face?
You would know.
Face. Yeah, that's just like a what? She really was not aware of Lauren, I mean, not really mad, but just like, oh, okay, kind of. I mean, my brother was in prison at that time too, so just know that. So I mean, it was hard to talk to him and show him all the things, and because I ended up coming in and meeting, and I was kind of going along with her. Anyways, Lauren never mentioned my name, even though when we pulled up to the theater, I don't know what it was. I've been doing this for years. My family's been dead for years, but something about everybody got out and then I just stayed inside the vehicle and I was just like bawling. I don't know what it was. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And so I went in finally, maybe 45 minutes later, and I sat on the stairs and I bawled some more. Lauren walked up to me and she was like, "Oh, I love you, Kresha." And I was just crying, just upset. And I was just trying to get myself together, pull myself together, and I didn't want to be greeting people. I'm not a people person,
Right. And this is your real life. This was Lauren's job, right? But it's your real life. And shame on her. The audacity on so many levels of this woman is shocking.
I've been watching it for years. For
Yeah.
real. It's been like she's infiltrated my life. And
100%.
I was telling my mom, and back in 2022 or 21, I was like, I tried to tell her, like there's just this beef going on. I'm not a dramatic, I don't like drama either. Can't stand it. There's enough drama in this case as it is. So I'm here to like do research, to do my work, to find out, to dig. And it's so weird. We need an investigative journalist, a good one who isn't a part of said organization, because that's where we're at. Because as soon as she exposed herself in that 9-hour live, it oh my gosh. Feedback on me, I guess. It opened up, it's like the cloud lifted, and I just, because of Lauren removing herself, basically outing herself, it's like opened up all these other connections, and I was like, holy crap, that's huge.
I have a question for you. Do you think, okay, so I'll just, me and you have never met. I'm very nice to meet you, maybe. I've been watching your channel since you started it, right? And I found it fascinating, and you really delve into like the beliefs of why Chad and Lori turned the way they did. It was fascinating, right? I'm not a Mormon, so it was just, and I find religion in itself to be fascinating. But do you, I have my own theory on this. Do you think that part of Lauren, because I always wondered why, your mom and Larry were up with her all the time and she'd showcase them. And I'd be like, but Krusha has really good information and she has her own channel, and why not do the collabs and everything? Do you think it is because of what you were delving into and she didn't want any part of exposing all of that? Because your information is far better than anything she ever spewed. And so it's like, why wouldn't you do this collab? I found it to be very weird. Just not even knowing the drama that was going on.
Yeah. It's wild, right? I mean, so there's all these connections, there's all these things. And yes, I do believe that, because ever since she exposed herself, I found out through a couple sources now that she was basically like my minder. She was getting people to handle me, to keep me on the rails. Yes, I'm not playing. You know what that feels like? Even now, I mean, I felt like really outed, like shunned, I guess you could say. I felt like there was a whisper campaign. No, I didn't think all that, but because I'm not paranoid anyways. But
I can see why you'd feel that way, honey, though.
I would have felt that. I did it again, Amy. Sorry. Zip. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's all right. I'm a chatterbox, but even just from seeing it from the outside and not knowing anything, I was just like, the case was like, whoa, and so tragically sad. But I could see it, and not even knowing what I was seeing, I was like, why? So if you're going to claim to like support the family and all this stuff, but you're out, it seems like you were being outcasted. Even though you were doing your own things and you had such great work. I always wondered why. And I was a gem at one point. I thought that I mostly watched for John, because I was like, oh, he's a psychologist. Like, why wouldn't I believe him? That has not aged well for me, at least.
Sorry.
I always I have so many questions about his and so when did you feel like you had her kind of figured out? Like when does a problem start for you?
Back in 2021 for sure. I remember seeing them, their podcast and everything, and I was like, cool, yay, But I also, now hindsight for sure, and even before all this happened, I was like, I remember them targeting my parents in these Facebook groups. Like she was selling up, like marketing and making it all pretty and shiny and like, hey, we are here to help family, and I was just like, oh shit, there's that, like I remember having that thought. And she really flew on my radar whenever I had met another, well, I'm not Mormon either. I'm a never mo, they say, right?
Yeah.
I never knew anything about Mormonism. I did not even know my aunt and my uncle were Mormon. Had no idea. I was raised Catholic, so was he. I mean, it was just like, what? Thank God, Mom, we watched Big Love, Now let me go and watch it again. Because it was like, what the hell? I mean, that's what it was. Anyway, so it started there, and then again, the kids were missing, so the Facebook groups cropped up, and they were very helpful. And like, because I don't remember like a whole year-ish, it's such a blur. It was a lot of things. It was just, and there was more things going on than just the kids, there were, anyways, it was traumatic for sure. But
life's right.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. But I mean, I remember there were accusations against this girl that I'd met who was an ex-Mormon who, I mean, she finally graduated with her dual masters in research. I mean, from Utah, but she left the church. She actually is a lesbian, and they don't like her kind there. And so
sure
I was like, yeah. And I approached her, and I mean, anyways, because she
was Mormon story. She liked everybody. Not according to Lauren's Mormon story that I watched today. Her parents were approving of everybody, don't you know? They were just all inclusive. They're not like normal Mormons.
I believe she called them progressive Moes, which I nearly fell off my chair. I was like, did she just call her parents progressive Moes? Did that just come out of her mouth?
Yeah, sure her buzzwords, right?
Sorry, I had to insert that.
Yeah,
good. I like it.
That was funny.
There's tons of it, so it's like that's what I do too. I just remember, so her name was the L Mom, and her name was Jen, and she was just helping me on the back end, because I didn't know who to talk to, I didn't know who to trust. I still don't.
She froze.
Oh shit. Am I frozen?
Oops,
can you still hear me?
Am I frozen?
You froze for a sec.
Oh yeah, let me turn the camera off.
Oh,
let me do that.
She froze.
I don't want to freeze.
How about now? I can hear her okay. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna keep my camera off. I've got to defrag my damn computer, apparently. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Anyway, so yeah, Jen, she was helping me. I didn't know who I could trust. I felt I couldn't trust anybody. I didn't know how to explain it. There was so much information overload because I dove straight in, and this is like, it's like I had blinders on this whole time. I have not been aware of the dangers. I've not been aware of, I've just been poking and prodding and just raising the same questions over and over again until I get an answer or find it on my own, which is most of my experience and research, which is finding it on my own. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We lost Amy. Yeah. She'll be back.
It's Mercury retrograde or something. So
that's what she just said too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So basically this happened back then where there were accusations, not directly from Lauren, because it's never going to come directly from Lauren. Let's just get that clear. But let's just say that even my mom and Larry, when they picked me up, we were going to the airport to go because Lori became competent. Okay. So they picked me up and we went to the airport before we could even make it across the state line. I literally live like 30 minutes from Texas line. And they were like, they said something about Hidden True Crime being hacked. And I was like, don't even effing look at me. Okay. I don't even know. I'm just figuring out what hashtags and links are. Okay. Like, why? It's weird. And I was just like, wow. But my friend Jen actually has been hacked. And her life has been hell because of people like Lori Hellis, people like Lauren. I mean,
Right.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
They squash out people that or I'll say not really Lori, but she's if I had to rate them, I mean, Lauren's on my shit list. And then Lori, she's not so much on my shit. She's less on my shit list. But both exploitative. But I gotta give Lori respect in that aspect where she took the high road and she showed evidence to, her claims. But that doesn't correct all the things that happened, that she took in against my family and exploited, But yeah, so I mean, it just really sucks because there's so much information that
Did
I
you
needed.
meet Lori Hellis? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you meet Laurie Hellis through Lauren Matthias, or was it like two separate and you knew these chicks like just separately, or did they come as the pair? Because that's how I was introduced to Laurie Hellis on the tubes.
They came in separately, but found each other through the Facebook groups, and then they paired up, and then they there was another YouTuber, Awen Reese, and they Awen Reese shared some information that was accidentally or quickly or briefly published to the court website, and Awen's claim is that she got the information, Justin Lum got the information, and Nate Eaton got the information. But the court retracted it, similar to what happened in the Murdaugh case, back in 2022, whenever Lauren received the audio of a client attorney privileged phone call with Alec Murdaugh and his attorney, and she did not retract it. There's a whole news story on it. But so something similar to that shows us a pattern of behavior, so what it was, and it could make my family's killer walk. And that's, because it's appeal time, right? The state responded yesterday with an 86-page response to her appeals in Idaho to Lori's. And I'm just saying it's around this incompetency. Her mental health status is what it was. And who else is fishing for mental health diagnosis and stuff?
Right.
I'm not. I don't give a shit. I'm like, she's crazy, but she ain't that kind of crazy,
Yeah.
Well, her pregnancy got her off of death row. It did do that for her.
Yeah, it did. She
should.
Yeah, but there's a lot of just things that people don't want to ask or talk about because I don't want to let my family's killer walk. I also don't like people doing bad things, or doing unethical things. Do it right. If you have a case, convict that shit. Okay? Like, bring it on. Bring your A game. Do good investigations, do good work, follow the process, the procedures, the laws, and do it. The ethics, all the things. Not hard. Lori and Chad, in my opinion, were a slam damn dunk, like anybody.
Yeah. Like, we all knew she was crazy. A mother doesn't act like that because she's like, but she knew what she was doing. I'll never be convinced otherwise. Like, she wasn't that far gone with that. She didn't know that what she was doing was wrong. She literally actively tried to cover it up. Right. Yeah. If you're loose, you wouldn't care whether you were caught or not, because you wouldn't know that you were doing something wrong. Right. So yeah, I'll never be convinced of that.
And the Mormonism plays into this because they have all these different ordinances and stuff, or these special ordinances that I believe, and all my research points to the fact that they participated in a special Mormon ceremony, and it exalted them as a couple. And one of the I guess code phrases is they see Jesus in the temple. Oh, okay. Well, that means you're into the club, is what that means. It's just a passage. It's just like oh, okay. Instead of it being called, hey, welcome club member, they're just like, hey, welcome to the Church of the Firstborn. Welcome to Zion. That's what it is. So
I don't think Lori's married to the interview room.
No.
Oh, no. Hell no.
I think she's single and living her best life in Arizona right now.
No, she's married. Her husband,
she's married.
He's retired. He was in the service. She was in the service too.
I always thought that she was an opportunist, and it was kind of her behavior toward your family and the case was really gross. But the one thing I will give her respect on is like at least she didn't hide it. Like she told you up front that like I'm a piece, right? Like I'm not a great person. I'm gonna make a book, and that's the reason I'm invested because I'm trying to make. But at least she told the world this is who I am. Lauren is just an undercover, and I liked how you said that Lauren would never do it herself. She'd always get her flying monkeys to do it. Those are my words, but she doesn't do it herself. She has people like Grayson or her previous assistants and stuff do her dirty work for it, but that came to bite her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the same behavior of the leaders in the church. They're always like, you'll never tie anything back to them unless it's by accident. Now, here's my conspiracy theory for the day. And I mean, it's just, it's like a gut feeling or a vibe, and you're just like, ooh, I wonder if that ties into that. And I mean, I wonder if like, I want to say in 2022, the church was fined by the SEC, a Securities Exchange, whatever, I forget the acronyms, but they were fined for not turning in, I want to say 22 years. They did not report money. Okay. Follow the money, follow the damn money, follow the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Money is the root of all evil.
There was a whistleblower that came out that blew the whistle. And the SEC or the government or whatever fined the church like $5 million. That's it. They're almost $1 trillion organization, y'all. They're the wealthiest church.
What was the fine? What was the fine for?
$5 million just for not reporting 22 years, I believe, of their earnings because they didn't want their members to find out how much they were making. They said this, okay?
They make the most money, am I correct? Like they're the biggest money drawing. I mean, aside from Scientology, and Scientology is literally taking
tiny
everything
from Scientology is small. It doesn't matter because, or this is how I see it. This is what it looks like to me. They're all going to converge into one anyways. So it doesn't really matter who's making who. It's just a laundering factory.
All of what's going to merge into one? Sorry, I'm not like what? All of the churches or all LDS or what? What do you mean?
Like, okay, I'm going to call it. Well, I don't want. Yeah, it's all the buzzwords I don't like to say, but it's basically what Chad and Lori gained entrance to was a new world order. They gained entrance into that society, which
and I believe there's a lot of crossover, right, Kresha?
Yes, tons.
There's a lot of crossover between Scientology and Mormonism.
The
members
and Mormonism are going to combine. Okay, gotcha. I was trying to figure out what you meant. Okay, got it.
So I think there's a lot of players that cross over between the two, and they're both in support of each other's memberships, right?
Yes,
and they keep the money.
Yeah, like Tim Ballard, he runs around with like Marisol Nichols. He wrote on the whiteboard, or his friend Ken, he wrote on the whiteboard for donors was the Clinton Foundation. Carlos Slim, the wealthiest man in the world, not in a country or something, no, in the world. And it goes to the to the Rothschilds. I mean, that's what we're dealing with right here. I'm not playing. I was like, oh, okay, well, I reached the ceiling. Oh shit. What do you do now? Like the next person up is God. So it's like, what do you do? I don't know.
And it's always money. And the ones that have the most money have the most pull. Yep. And it's gross.
It's scary because it's close too, in the sense that, okay, just like you said that you were researching into John Bonet. Well, I did briefly, and I ran across Frank, the Zale brothers, right? I would love to talk to them. Oh my God. Wonderful. Because I researched David Hamblin, and David Hamblin is this egregious, decades old child ritualistic essay abuse and involving cannibalism. Okay. And I'm like, whoa. So the headline that hit the headlines in Utah in like 2022. And I was like, what? Just 2 years before that, Tylee and JJ were found. And the way that Tylee was found I mean, come on. And she's not, her remains are not together. Like they've never been together. So there's still remains out there that belong to Tylee.
Oh,
Okay.
really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's
I
so
thought she was
sad.
buried. I thought it was all
disgusting.
in the pit. I thought she was all
No.
buried together.
Mm-mm. Nope. We found that out during Chad's trial with his rebuttal witness. Actually, they showed like a skeleton, you know, and there were so many part or bones missing. I was just like, what the hell? And not to mention, I mean, look, I research everything. I don't have to adhere to a court system. I don't have to sell it to a jury. I'm not here to sell anybody anything. I'm just sitting here like throwing these things out. Like, what do you do with this? You know, where does this go? And like, do what you will. Please do your own research and then come talk, you know, that way we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to shut my mind off to things. That's the most stupidest, like, I can't fathom that. You know, just because somebody deemed a word conspiracy theorist or conspiracy, oh, you're bad. Oh, you're off limits, you know. You're marked, basically. It's like a cockroach and a zombie. For real.
Conspiracies are a lot more happen a lot more than we think it does. You know, people think like, how can 10 people keep a secret? Because they don't want to go to jail and they want to keep the money pouring in and they're part of it. And even if you're not directly a part of it, you're indirectly a part of it some way, shape, form. It happens a lot more than people think. So I am all for to listen to different, and I don't call them conspiracies. I think different hypotheses
Avenues.
of how we're avenues. Yeah. Of how this happened. And like you said, I like to reserve my right to change my mind. Knowledge. Right? Yeah.
Always. It's fluid, you know, like, just like it happened with Lauren with her 9-hour live. I was there, but I wasn't paying. Look, I mean, I was talking shit in the chat, you know, like I was just there. And I mean, 9 hours, geez, by the end of it, I couldn't see anymore. So, I mean, there's that
for the whole 9 hours? You stayed for the whole 9 hours?
Well, I showed up. She was 55 minutes into it. So,
so 8.4 hours. It was fascinating.
I want my
paycheck.
I
watched, I was like, I want my time back, Lar Matthias.
Yeah. Yeah, pay us a millionaire.
Plus overtime.
I don't feel sorry for her. I just don't.
I mentioned to my during a live crush the other day about Megan, and everybody is very interested in doing some conversation on Megan and her problematic behavior, because you had sent me an email regarding some of the issues with Megan, right?
Yeah. Yes. I now have questions about everybody. I question I mean, I have to now because I'm looking back and I'm going, oh my God, it was way worse than I thought. It's this. Now I know this, but holy crap, you know, just like Jay playing that and you just playing that part about the kids' memorial. I didn't see Lauren's lunch live during my family's thing, you know. Anyway, so yes, Megan, I question her because of her alliance. Her basically saying that me and mom are wrong. And I'm like, what? She told me that, but God, I dare to tell me that to my face. I'm just saying, like, that's she's got it all wrong, you know. And I look, I'm not one to stand on who's right, who's wrong. But this time, when I do, I mean, when I know I'm right and I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing, then I'm gonna double down on it. You know, I'm gonna stand my ground.
Well, she's standing 10 toes down on supporting Lauren for some reason. So,
and I have to say this. Maybe you can visit it. Maybe somebody will. I know, like, I can't directly. Or I'm not going to directly be able to analyze any of Lauren's footage, you know, and I'm kind of leery about Megan and I'm kind of leery about Web Sleuth, you know, so I'm having to like do it secondhand, you know, like, that way I don't get struck every 10 seconds. So, which is a different process for me because I've not had to deal with that with, people close to Lori and Chad this whole time. So I'm having to kind of be strategic about it. But if y'all can, community, everybody here, we need to dig into a recent Web Sleuth episode that had Megan on. And it was like it was basically like reintroducing her to the true crime community. And like Trisha, who me with the mind, right? We can't find our way out of the wet paper bag because lose the train of thought, But anyways, I have a reason, but I don't know what hers is. But you don't think of Trisha actually leading an interview or the discussion or whatever. So when she did it with Grayson, when Trisha did that with Grayson, it was weird, right? You're just like, okay. Oh, you're not speaking for Hidden True Crime though, right? Right? That kind of weird shit. Like
that too many times. That drove me crazy.
Captain Obvious, man. It's like they're easy to spot now. But
I wonder if she was paid by the Mormon church too. I'm just after.
Hold on, because I can connect that for you.
Oh, you can? Okay, because I think Jay was the one that was saying like the Mormon okay, go ahead. So go ahead.
No.
Signs for other. Okay, Junie, it's just getting good. You need to stop sir. Go back to your shower. Sorry.
Nobody took a call. Anyway. So, and I don't take credit for things that I didn't find on my own. Like I always look at all the channels I've visited over all these years, it's a community. Oh my God, I'm saying it like Lauren. It's not a community. Okay. It's a community. Hooker. Anyways, I look at it as a community effort. The village, it takes a village. And so, but I did, I've been following Jay through this process. I've been following you. I've been everybody who's covering it. That's what I do. I consume it. And that way I can try and be as knowledgeable about it as possible.
I see you everywhere.
Not going to be like Joe Schmo and be like, no, why would I waste 9 hours? Because you took part in her damn, theatrics and you were, wrote a declaration against Christina. I ran it through ChatGPT and asked it, did he have any firsthand knowledge from his declaration? And it was like, no, it's all hearsay. He wouldn't have been able to go to court on it because it was all just told to him. And then he wrote it. It's like that. That's how simple though it is. That's scary as hell. And he should be ashamed of himself too. He is freaking he's a grandfather for F's sake, there's no.
And they struck his channel down and he still supported them. That's like a
yeah, he was like, we were doing lives together covering the ritualistic aspect of it. I just needed somebody to go over it with me. I don't put too much into people. I don't. My expectations is something I change because I can do that. If I hurt or, pissed off, I can only blame myself because I put too much stock into that person or too many expectations. So, it was cool, but I share the same thing with everybody. I'm the same way all the time, which is why I can sleep at night and Lauren cannot. So there's that. But
I have friends too, and Lauren does not.
And he kept shouting her out. And, I've told like Megan before, I've told, I want to say Joe before. I don't know that for sure though. That, I'm leery. I didn't pull out, say, I don't like Lauren because, again, I say what I need to say and that's it. I'm careful. And I had to bury my feelings, my experience and everything with her it's been 6 years. It's been almost 7. We're working on 7 now.
Wow.
Since all this transpired. So yeah, it's a long time. Plus it's all jumbled up with regular trauma, like just the regular going through your family's murder cases and trials. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, it's caused by, it's a symptom. So I remember Joe shouting her out and I was just like, oh my God. I remember we were live one time and he was like, I was going to show, I think the pings or something and of Lauren doing the pings or something. It was something. And he was like, well, should I text her or call her? And I was like, no, Joe, you do this. You say, hey, fair use. And that's what I said. It's fair use. And anyway, so I played the video or whatever. But anyways, I mean, I'm just saying that's how he was acting. And I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It was childish, like seeking approval, or I don't know, maybe doing it in plain sight. I really don't know what club he's in. And you have to
know.
Yeah, look at this now. It's controlled opposition is what it is.
Yeah. Usually is.
Yeah. And so people that crop up, even, because of this fallout with Lauren, there's going to be more controlled opposition that comes out of this. I mean, it's just, you got to constantly be watching and just be aware.
Did you guys, I sorry, I had to go run and help my little guy, but I don't know if you guys touched on this. I wasn't listening to the whole thing, but did you guys hear Grayson's response to that creator, or the email to the creator, CC?
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to pull off the record or whatever, and trying to, that's what reminded me of it. Cause the controlled opposition of trying to sneakily try to get people on their side and to get other people to do their bidding.
Absolutely.
Joe Schmo. This was the first case that I ever heard of this guy.
Me too.
Where did he come from?
Delphi.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, again, I just go wherever I need to go. If I'm sent something and I make my rounds or something, and if I run across something, I'm like, oh my God, that matches, I need to go look more into this name or these people or this organization and follow the money. And that's what I've been doing. And I've been running myself in circles. I'm dizzy. I'm straight up dizzy. And I mean, I need, and I'm sure there's other family members who this has happened to over years and years and years, who have gotten caught up in this echo chamber, because that's really what it is, where they exploit the victim or victims and the family. I mean, there's nothing left for them to chew on.
Yep.
And when I say they, I'm talking about the powers that be too. And they just kind of keep them in this network. I've watched it. I've watched my parents be invited to CrimeCon. I've watched Nate Eaton purposely avoid me.
Oh.
I've watched this go down over and over and over again. And I mean, just even stepping back and going, just thinking wow, could this be, just kind of the possibilities. And that's what this is. It is. I don't even know if I can't even put it into words. So let me not even try. I just stuttered.
Yeah.
Where did you meet Joe Schmo?
He was actually he went to one of Lori's hearings, or a couple of Lori's hearings in Arizona, before pre-trial. And one of my moderators, long time, had ran into him at the courthouse. And anyway, so then I ran across his channel one day, and it's actually the review he was doing of Lauren's interview with, I think, Jerry Holman, one of the detectives or something in Delphi. And I think that's the one she struck, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But, so I just kind of entered chat. And so, I mean, yeah, he met one of my moderators prior to that, but
just remind me.
I don't know why he was in Arizona when he lives in Indiana. Besides, he said his son lived there, but I don't know that.
Well, somebody said in chat that Joe Schmo and Megan are good friends. So that's interesting.
Yeah, which is weird because, he had finally asked me to go on his channel, and I think I pushed it off one day, and then I see Megan, and I'm like, well, damn, that's crazy. So
Sorry, go ahead. I thought you stopped.
You have a theory, Amy?
Oh,
Yeah,
please.
about the whole Megan thing. I always found it to be odd that she came out of nowhere, right? And it was Lauren's buddy, and they were doing interviews. And it comes out because Lori Vallow's uncle and brother did the opportunist. I don't know them. I'm just talking shit. Did the opportunist podcast, and it was cringy. And then Megan didn't come on the scene, and she didn't have anything to do with the family. But all of a sudden, Lori's bad behavior pulls her out of nowhere, and she's BFFs with all the crime con people. I found it just the same as the brother and the uncle. That it wasn't like you. It wasn't doing research to find out what happened to your family. I've always got the authentic vibe from you. Always.
It's to
These
tell
ones
people what to think. It's like, here, I'm the expert and you are the student, and you need me to answer your. I actually told Megan this one time, like right before all this happened. I was like, you know what? You do the Q&As, and I just ask questions. So I'm like, that's why you know it all basically, and I'm over here just asking the questions. So. Anyways, I mean, I've caught Lauren in my comments, not me, looking for. I was always like pushing stuff, like, what about this? What about that? And then I finally learned, to just, like I did. Okay, so I can be mean, I guess, because so we were in Boise for Lori's first Idaho trial, or her only Idaho trial, 2023, and it was. My mom made gumbo, which, I mean, I'm from Louisiana. Okay. We like gumbo. And I mean, I was away from home and comfort and my family, my kids and my fiance. I mean, it was just nerve wracking. And so, I go and there's Lauren and her friend, Sarah Nelson, who's actually, I mean, she wrote a declaration too. She did campaigning for Mitt Romney. Frank Vandersloot too, who owns East Idaho News. I mean, come on. I mean, who's behind TPUSA and all the things. I mean, billionaires be billionaires,
Yeah, and they birds of a feather flock together. They're all in the same warped reality. That's not real life. Yeah.
Guess who sponsored that building where they had the kids memorial? Frank Vandersloot. He's Idaho News in Idaho Falls, and he's Secret Santa too. So there's that. I know. All right.
Like, yeah, this is why your research is so valuable to the cause, like the cause of your family members. You're like, no, I'm gonna get down to the nitty gritty, and then you start peeling back this onion, and you're just like, it is so much bigger than I ever thought. I would assume that's what I thought when I listened to all your information.
Like sometimes I feel like a whistleblower, then I'm like, no, it's not like that. It's just I'm just I'm not a perfect little victim. Okay. They like the good ones, the ones that just take them for what they say. And I mean, I say that because people may not believe in conspiracies or conspiracy theories that end up becoming actual crimes that are convicted in the court of law. But what this is, you do believe in corruption, right? It's everywhere. And like you said, people can be compromised too. They can not even be doing anything nefarious or illegal, but they are compromised because their career is how they feed their family or whatever. I mean, you got to think about other scenarios besides just all bad. Oh, everybody bad, because that's not realistic. I know I go a little extreme, but I mean, I can dial it back, and I am not above saying, I'm sorry, I had it wrong. I'm not above that.
Right.
Hold me accountable. I'm just doing my best. I'm doing the best I can with the tools that I had to go and make my damn self. Okay. Because Mormonism is, to me, as an outsider, I called it, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I called it Mormonese. It's a whole insular, right? Actually, Mormonism 144 instead of 101. So there's that. Okay. All right. I have a lot of time on my hands too. Funny. But I mean, it's important. right? I mean, every aspect of this is difficult. There's no part of this that's not difficult. And I just want to bring truth to my murdered family members' story. It's the only thing I think in this life that can actually make their lives more whole. I know that sounds weird, like they're not here anymore. I get it, but their memory whole, where you're not telling inaccurate stories, or just because people are uncomfortable with, was it the church? Is it not the church? Is it the beliefs? Is it not the beliefs? Who gives a shit? People are dead, and you're putting a church, a building, men that you don't even know above other people you don't even know. But you know what I mean? Like kids,
Yeah,
they're flock. Like it doesn't make sense. Make it, And Miss Lauren, Miss Johnson, okay? I'm just saying, what up with her and the 144 terminology or whatever the hell? I don't even know what to call it. Not what do you call
the subs,
the symbolism,
the gather, 7 gather.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Lori told my uncle Charles, she was like, I'm a goddess. I mean, allegedly, according to his court papers, and I believe him. Okay.
Yeah, right.
That she was a god, that she was, she had a mission to be a leader, to lead the 144,000, okay, into the new millennium, which is the New World Order. And I didn't know that then, right? I'm just thinking, oh, Jesus, some Jesus stuff. Okay, Jesus. I don't know anything about scriptures. Oh, shit. What am I going to do? Like, I just know what I've kind of picked up all my life, throughout my life.
Sure.
But anyway, so she's saying all this stuff to my uncle. She's threatening his life. She eventually takes his life, and then now she's convicted for taking his life. But he was trying to get help for his wife and his kids. Like, and the 140. Okay, I'm like losing my train. Let's see. So the 144,000 is something that I guess maybe either people in the church that were in these Facebook, trying to, I guess, find the kids, or maybe they were just snooping. I really don't know what they were here for. I just know what I was here for, and I know what I kept seeing over and over again. And they kept denying. A lot of them were denying that they teach the 144,000, which at that time, I'm like, well, aren't y'all Christian? Like Christianity believes in the 144,000. So what gives here? What's different? There's a lot different. Look how beautiful.
There's a big difference. Yeah. I agree.
But
your art is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. They wanted to see them, and I'm just trying to show them quietly.
When you said a feather flock together, it's just something that was symbolic in my life too, with my uncle Charles's murder. Once he was murdered, after he was murdered, I kept finding feathers every goddamn where. Like I don't have goose pillows or nothing like that. I covered my comforter back one day, and I was like, "Holy shit! How the hell did that get in here?" I mean, just craziness. Okay, I was like, "Dude, this is weird." It was, anyways, some woo woo.
I think spirit speaks to us in symbolism that we can understand. So I really believe he was talking to you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
me too. I believe that. 100%.
I just try not to sound crazy because I'm like, wait, I'm not Julie Rowe and I'm not Chad Dan Daybell. Okay. Like, I'm not trying to sound like,
no.
So I try to balance it.
You're in good company for that. Yeah.
I mean, it's an honor, like it's a gift, and that's, you don't exploit that, but some people do. So the 144,000 symbology was crazy. Okay. Then we heard that, Lori threw a pool party after murdering my uncle the same day. So that, the 144,000, the celebration of it, of, the sacrifice, if you will. Okay. Symbology, right? So then fast forward and I mean, here we find the kids the way that they were found. And then I've done research into the 144,000 translated beings, AKA, that's what this is. And there's dark 144,000 and there's light 144,000 allegedly in Mormonism. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. I'm not here to debate it, you know.
I mean, you know a lot about Mormonism. Do all Mormons believe in dark and light? Is that what they refer to? I can't remember. As people that don't follow their God and versus people who do the way they think that they should. Is that how most LDS refer to as, you know, Christian or the devil, or however they would explain it?
Okay. Oh, I'm going to get, you know, there's going to be somebody catching a left hook in the chat, you know, they're going to be, you know, the heads on a swivel as we speak, and they're going to be like, no. And I mean, whatever. Okay. But Mormons believe that they can become gods, their own, you know, they become gods. That's what happened to Lori and Chad. That's why they were quote unquote exalted into this Club Med, Club Mormon Med. I don't know. They've been doing, that's what this polygamy has been about. That's what it was. That's why we have the breakoffs. I believe this is just my little brain. But like the Ursula Barron and Mitt Romney, the Romneys, you know, they went to Mexico. So did I just said his damn name, Ursula Barron. And I mean, actually, Ursula Barron, it was one of the first cases that I remember reading over and learning that he went to prison. He started his own cult, right? Oh my God, they moved. Well, his father did. And then him and his brother they were both trying to profit their own churches. I don't know how to say it, but they were trying to start their own churches. And anyway, so there was a lot of blood atonement is what they call it. I call it, you can call it sacrifice, you can call it whatever. But Brigham Young was into this too, and he was the second Mormon prophet of that sect of the mainstream LDS church. What I think of when you hear BYU, these different, when they say the LDS church, that is the mainstream church, which is actually, in my opinion, very fundamental, very Lori and Chad. They're in denial. They won't ever admit it. That's the conundrum here. So Lauren is of the same damn belief system that murdered my family.
Yeah, in my opinion, they have radical beliefs. All, like, it doesn't matter if you mainstream or not, it's all radical beliefs. They just quote unquote, they just don't really learn about polygamy. They just like, well, we're not that type of Mormon. No, but you're doing blood atonements.
Break into the library is what you do. Break into the library. Yeah. And then you stay Mormon is what you do. Yeah. But you don't, I don't like how she went about it, because I was even thinking that she had left the church. But I was just like, okay. I mean, and that was me seeing her in person after the kids' memorials. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
I found it interesting that she raises her son to be Mormon, and they go to temple or whatever they call it. Not whatever they call it. I'm Catholic and we call it a church. Is that what? And I know that there's a temple that they go to and get married.
A lot of people need to learn. There's two. There's the regular church for just the regular sheeples, and then when you're ready, there's a recording out there with Lori devoting her life to the temple. She's turning her life to the temple, and she's saying to her, Melanie Gibbs recording her, but she recited the story where she said, she was saying how her life was hard, her children were being R-worded, blah, 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 by her ex, blah, blah, blah. Okay, just all the smear campaign. Yeah. And then she needed a reason, I believe, to feel important, because they're very muted. Women are very muted in that church, in that culture, period. And it really sucks. But they so she goes on to say that she's learned this higher law, which is this elitist mindset, I guess you could say, just like her dad Barry, who says that according to me, and now I'm just going to throw that out there because I've been citing her, and I'm going to continue, but whatever. I'll always try to update if I can. But I mean, he referred to them as, or himself and his family as, the upper 5%. So if you look at it like that, there's your percentages right there, first off. And then looking down at other people.
Yeah.
And then just having that elitist mindset. I don't know if he is a Mason. I don't know if he is in some kind of Rotary club. I have no idea. I know he's got to be. It feels like he is. He's very douchey like this, okay? And I'd say he's
have to be
32nd or 33rd. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what degree. But so there's a lot of things going on at the same time. There's where in the temple, right? Which Lori was like, hey, she said, I went to my bishop. I told him, either give me a temple recommend, because you have to have one of those cards. You have to be a card carrying temple Mormon, and so she's like, either give me my temple recommend, or I'm going to murder.
Yeah.
And she did. And I think she was talking about Joe, because I mean, she was talking about Joe. Yeah. And then she went on, I believe, to sacrifice more to obtain her spot. And I think that's what was going to happen with Melanie Boudreaux Pulaski. That her kids were being rated too.
You think her kids were going to be next?
They were rated, 2 of them for sure. I think all 4, but I can't find the other 2 right this second. But because you kind of have to pull things from all kinds of different places, different trials and stuff, and you're like, wait, what? So,
I'm surprised Melanie didn't get arrested too. I'm just really shocked about her. Somebody has a question.
Melanie's and Zulema.
Yeah, Melanie and Zulema. Somebody said, Hound Lover, thank you for the $5 super chat. They said, this is why I stopped watching HTC 2 years ago. I felt she lied about being a member of the LDS church. Well, I think she is still lying. I believe she is practicing LDS. I do too. And am in an ex-LDS. I agree. What do you think, Grasha? And Amy, do you think she's practicing?
Yep. If not, she's in that kind of that network, I guess you could say. Like, because of her Mormon stories, and because like when Jay read her book, thank God I didn't have to, right? But I'll listen and crack up. But
I couldn't do it.
No, holy crap. So just learning about her connection to this Aunt Ruthie, and how it was her dad's first cousin though, but she was super close to her, called her aunt and everything, but she died. But come to find out, according to Lauren in her book, Aunt Ruthie furnished the Pentagon. So this is a psyop, y'all. And so welcome to my weird effing world. That's just familiar. Bizarre. Mom was like, what's a psyop? I mean, I just told her all this right a couple weeks ago, and she's like, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to explain it. So I've been trying to learn how to explain these things, but that's what this is.
Well, it's a diversion onto what is really true. I was just watching a thing on psyops, and basically everything is, right? Anything that the mainstream media is trying to divert your attention towards is a psyop.
Or from,
yes. Towards
control. Yeah. I'm going to pull that little short up of Chase Hughes talking about, I mean, it's like I
actually have it because I was going to share it here. Let me show you.
Yeah, because
I was going to share it for our LDS, the Mormon thing that I had planned earlier, but I can bring it right up.
Do you know what I find, just quickly, what I find interesting? I went back and fact checked this myself, because I was like, did I hear this out of nowhere, or did I make this up? But no, John actually in college, so he's this forensic psychologist, Dr. Jan, with the tongue jut. He actually went to college for theology. He took his main focus was theology, and I found it interesting that he wasn't Mormon and she's LDS, and they came together, and now they're doing all these, infiltrating your family, Crusha, and coming up.
Yeah, they're taking it and they're putting it, which I mean, again, at the end of the day, yes, Lori and Chad are the culprits. They are the ones that, in my opinion, did it all. Okay. They're convicted in a court of law, all the things. But there are so many other factors, and in my opinion, people named and unnamed co-conspirators. You remember that? Yeah, that got away with this. And I believe this happens like in the Delphi case. Okay. I think that's what that is. And they're trying to cover that up. You can call it Odinism, you can call it Snowdenism. I don't really give a shit. It, no matter what, the end product there, the end game, if you will, are murdered children.
Amen.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
if we can't even get past our own noses and just tripping up on, oh, what is that an approved source? You know, what the hell? I'm not in a damn cult. Like, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just
The
use
fact
your
that the
gut.
Melanies and Zulema got off with just going up there and spew, and that other guy, the David.
Oh God.
You know,
I
him
was there
too.
that
They
day.
were all
I was
part of it.
squirming in the damn pew. I was like, oh my God. I had to walk, like rage walk after that, after he testified. I was like, you are a fucking lying son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an invisible church. Get out of here. Go sit down.
And I believe that they still practice the craziness. It may not be.
I think they do. I think
For
they do.
centuries. I mean, this has been going on, right? It's been infiltrated. We've been infiltrated. And I think that's why so much, oh my God, just so much of the SA that's going on, causing trauma, causing children to dissociate. Okay. This is my take on it. That's the whole purpose. It's not, look, I know when you think about PDF files, right? You don't think about Adobe. No, I'm kidding. But PDF files, okay, not exactly. You know, you can't just say, oh, because they diddled a kid or whatever, that it's because they're attracted. No, not entirely. A lot of it is some of it is for power, to break the child,
it's to steal their souls. It is a demonic, it is a soul stealing activity to do that to a child. And you're gaining a lot of power and energy from a child that's pure, right from the source. This is a bunch of woo-woo stuff. You have to believe in a higher power to believe what we're saying, but I completely believe it.
Me too.
I can see it, because that is stealing the soul. That's breaking a child's spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, you broke that child because you caused them to, like, you know, I know, look, y'all, trigger warning. Just saying. I mean, I've experienced this as a child, but you put a child in that situation, especially they know certain ages, you know, is the better time to do that, whatever. And so they do that to the child. Imagine, okay, so I know we're going to go there, but just think about where that child goes in their mind. There's nowhere to go. They can't fight back. They can't voice it or call it what it really is. You know, I mean, they just, you just know it's wrong, or it's weird, and you're just like, what? And you dissociate. And it causes your child. It causes your brain to split into parts. Then these psychologists, just like David Hamblin, a Mormon, he's an ex-psychologist, now an ex-Mormon, who also thinks he was wronged by the church, just like Chad, just like Tim Ballard, just all of them. Anyways, but that's what he was doing. He was using peyote, allegedly, and hypnosis, and putting like, there was, you know, his daughters claim that, like, one of them, if he called up Tabitha, then Tabitha would, or that part, right? It's like dissociative identity disorder, or they use multiple personality disorder. But that part she'll dance seductive or whatever, because they were allegedly prostituting their children to other CS members that are inside the church. It's like an organization pretending to be good Latter-day Saints, sitting in the pews next to you, teaching, you know, the bishopric. I mean, they're doing fast and testimony and everything, and they have their eyes on your child.
Well, it's in all of our major institutions. I think the world is finally waking up that all of our institutions are corrupt in these ways. And like, it's not just like in the LDS. It's in the Christian church too.
It's everywhere.
Education, the social work. I mean, just everything. The legal. It's just all the medical. It's just all. Ugh. And I like this Chase guy because he teaches like lawyers and senators and people high up how to either influence others or not to be influenced. And that's what I like about him. And I also like that he's healing his brain from a brain disorder that the doctors all but wrote him off, and he's using alternative means to heal himself. And I don't know, I just really listen to people more when they are saying things like, don't trust the elite. It's not, he says things like, you have more in common with your neighbor who might be right or left, whatever you are, they're the opposite, than a rich elite person that is the same thing as you are. I promise you. And this is what I've been saying. I've been telling people that, they want us to fight because then we don't see what they're doing.
Yeah. That's another psyop in itself. Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Well, not funny, but Frank Zell.
Amy, hold on one second. I want to show this, okay, because it's been up here for a second. I'm just going to show it really quick. I was just trying to build it up.
Yeah.
But now I'm lost. Hold on a second.
But now I'm found.
Glided past something you said. You said that a lot of the main anchors at the big media companies were CIA operatives. Do you think that's happening today?
Yes.
Oh, this was something else.
Did you think I was a CIA operative?
No.
This was something else.
What are the signs?
That all of the media, the newscasters from back in the day, like Walter Cronkite and all of these newscasters were actually CIA operatives.
Yep.
I believe that.
If they're making it, they are plugged in. If people are even on YouTube creators, okay, if they are excelling, their channel's growing, and they're just all these sponsorships, and look at Hidden True Crime.
That's why I want to know if the LDS church is backing them, because they have to weird rights to whatever, and it just seems really strange that they have 3 or 4 or 5, 6 sponsors per show. Well, okay, they have 3, but that's a lot.
Yep, Peppered with Leopard or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, I remember that from Boy in the Back. She doesn't do that anymore, but I remember that. She would be our chat and everything.
What was that?
Yeah, that was one of them. She would rent. She rents her clothes, her closet.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. That one that Jay showed where she was in that bright yellow shirt standing next to Judy, that was ridiculous.
Y'all, I about died. So I was like, what is standing next to Gigi? Get away from her, man.
What is happening? Yeah. What is all of this?
Big Bird.
Big Bird.
With their flats, with their ballet flats that matched. It was like, you're like 6 feet tall.
Grayson wears clothes the next day. That's weird.
It is. Yeah. They didn't have a laundromat. They did not wash them.
Wearing anybody's clothes the next day. Like my boss's clothes? No.
She needed her dinner.
Yeah.
Look, at first I was sorry. I felt sorry for Grayson. Then I was like, nope. She can have kids. She's old enough to get married. She's old enough to vote, serve our country. She's old enough to drink, gamble, prostitute, whatever she wants to do. She can do it. Okay. But she chose this, and she is choosing this, and she's getting paid for it.
She's a willful idiot.
I'm tired of this life, honey, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's a willing participant. Mm-hmm. And she actively goes out to do exactly what she's doing. And it's a horrible damage control. And I love what you said about just everything. Everything could be a psych op where like I've seen groups, I've seen parts, the ones that I've been in that I had to tap out because I seen the cult like behavior where it's just blindly following people. Like those gems. Like how, first of all, I think she still has 300,000. This is my opinion. I'm not speaking for the panel. It's my opinion that she still has 300,000 subs because she bought most of them. Okay.
You think
she lost
them?
Yeah, we need somebody to go undercover and like buy some and find out how this works.
Right?
I can't
I
afford
didn't know
them.
you could.
But
Well, they got 1,000 more. Someone just said they got 1,000 more somehow.
really, because they had
Recently.
311 last time.
Yeah,
Because
they're
all that
312.
stuff.
They're back up to 312.
Wow.
Oh wow, that stuff
She had to
that
bring it back up.
Hella had, showed on her channel where John isn't being allegedly being honest with his credentials.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Not at all. Because
I just feel
I
it.
went back and I saw it and it was like he said, I went to college for religions. Like it wasn't like he was going to become like a priest, but theology. And then it's
He
like,
was
so you
a
went to
Lutheran.
theology? I was like, right. Right.
Yeah. So was no, Joseph Smith was Methodist or his wife, whatever. I don't know.
That's what I grew up, Lutheran.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
They branched away from the Catholic Church. Martin Luther didn't want to do it. He was like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm creating my whole other church. So.
Oh, well, and then so there Joseph Smith went too, and he was like, "Oh no, this Bible, it's not translated correctly."
Yeah,
but I'm just, and come to
I'll
find
do
out,
it right.
It's not this poor kid that was just in the woods, and he was treasure digging straight up. He was water witching and stuff like that. He was using seer stones. He was doing what Chad does with the pendulum. Same thing, same damn thing. Okay, same thing. The Lafferty brothers, it come to be known that their mother wouldn't, like, she would use a pendulum to decide what they ate for breakfast, lunch, and supper, So I mean, this is what, then you have all the chiropractors in this energy healing stuff,
It reminds me when people are witches and they're Christians. They're like the Christian witches. That's what that
Yes, that's exactly who prayed for my family to die.
A Christian witch did?
The Seven Gatherers, the originals, the 7G OGs. I don't know.
The original dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so let me ask you now that we're talking about that. So Colby was saying that he got, did I understand this right, that he got the Seven Gatherers wrong? He was thinking the OG ones were the ones that were
talking about Janice.
Okay.
And Annie, but Annie.
Whoops.
Neither is Janice. But because Seven Gatherers came out, this is my take, because the Seven Gatherers came out in Lori's trial, we found out they had an email that they all used that they would communicate with. I'd love to see those email communications from these 7 women that were praying for children and my family to die and Tammy. So it's like, okay, so they got the idea, I guess, and just made a joke out of it. Similar to like what we do when we say portaling, ha ha ha, or the 144,000, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, yeah, and then no. Yeah, and then no. Okay. So I don't think that they rubbed it in my face. I don't feel like the group of girls, the new school of 7 Gatherers, I think Lauren did that to publicly shame them. Okay.
Yeah.
I really do.
Is this Laura Lynn? Laura, who is this?
That is one of my mods, Aggie.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You're connected. I was trying to think one of my mods changed your name, and also your name's Amy. Sorry, Amy. Jeez. I used to have another Amy. I had my best friend one of my best friends in college was named Amy, so we were Amy and Amy. So that we could tell when someone was saying Amy, we knew which Amy they meant. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. My name's Kresha.
Amy's a very common name, though, so
it is.
We're a dime a dozen. There were so many Amy's in the house I lived that I was Amy Will. And she
Oh my
was
God. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, we're gonna get free magic soon. Yay, Wesley Craze. That looks like a bot. Yeah, we get bots. She buys subs, we get bots.
Yeah, and but you can buy bots too. So instead of you going in with trolls,
you know, I
instead of
hate
going
the
with
gym.
trolls, you like buy bots.
I'm not a gym person.
Yeah,
never was.
Mm-mm.
But there's a lot of symbolism with the 144,000 and Lori doing the whole pool party, and then somebody connected that for me in one of Jay's earlier streams on this, or diving into all this stuff, and they were like, "Ma'am, do you realize that Lori had the 144,000, she was gathering the 144,000, and then she had the pool party." And I'm like, "Oh my God," because here's Lauren and John, we're looking for their plaque, right? Their YouTube plaque, 100,000. And they did. I remember them talking about doing a pool party in Vegas somewhere for all the hidden gems to celebrate the 144,000. Did not really click it all together, right? The symbolism, but then it continues with this, which is in plain sight, y'all. You have to train your eye and your ear, in my opinion. I didn't know these things existed, but that's why like Chad's book is so damn boring. His books, I mean, that's why they communicate through all like him, writing letters and putting them online post prison. I mean, that they're still communicating. We just we've been taught not to see it. And then we get called whatever when we do. That's just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Yeah. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you just to spot it. Okay.
Right.
You don't get the cooties. You don't get conspiracy cooties or nothing. I promise.
It's conspiracy cooties. I love it. I'm all about conspiracy cooties.
Oh man.
Usually those are more believable than the story you're fed. I have in my 40 some odd years on this earth, that's what I have come to. Usually the conspiracy theories aren't far off from the truth, in my opinion, in my experience in cases.
I've said that before too. I'm like, it takes more mental gymnastics for me to sit here and go, what? Okay. For what? Like for clout? No. This isn't.
Kresha, there was a question asked, was Melanie Gibb part of the OG 7 gatherers?
Absolutely.
Was she? She was? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Melanie Boudreaux, Melanie Palau. I'm sorry, same person. Melanie Gibb, Melanie Pulowski, Lori, Christina, Nicole, Serena, Zalema. Wow, it's been a long time.
Alex in there?
It's women, 7 women. Yeah. So the new school is just a parody, I guess you could say. Like it was just, I'm assuming, making fun of,
Yeah, it was a play.
Also, another thing that I want people to look more into is this Tom Harrison guy, this Visions of Glory guy. He is connected to every single one of the bad actors in question, and that have been convicted and killed kids and or hurt kids. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Tom Harrison he's a retired therapist, okay, from St. George. And according to Lauren in her Mormon stories, whenever her, Megan, and Mindy went on and talked about Tom Harrison and Tim Ballard, she said that she had 2 sources that said, no, so I don't know how credible these are, but I remember hearing this right out the gate before the public was hearing this. Okay. So I remember, well, anyways, I'm not gonna say what I remember because it's the same thing I'm about to tell you. So allegedly, Chad Daybell was traveling, I'm assuming, from Idaho. So was Julie Rowe, and they were meeting Tom Harrison at his Salt Lake City office. And Tom was teaching Chad and Julie Rowe, allegedly, how to what they called portaling, to portal. Right? I mean, we've all made so many. I'm guilty. Okay, I'm still gonna make jokes about it. But whenever the stuff came out about Tim Ballard, the women that were suing Tim Ballard for using basically the same, not for this, but he was using the same pickup line that's so unique to Mormonism, or at least this brand of Mormonism, okay?
Right.
Where I think we've met before in a past life. So therefore we are justified to do the hibbity dibbity and, no Mormon hill, which there is no Mormon hill. But anyway, so anyway, so that was going on, which ties. Julie was also using that pickup line on men. Okay. And so, okay, so this connects to, oh, I'm sorry, I'm scattered. The portaling thing, come to find out, is actually some, more recently declassified documents on CIA.gov. You can go look them up yourself. I actually was able to unredact the things because I don't know why. I was like, whoa, what? Anyways, but it's the documents on these vibrations and Hemisync and Gateway, all these different MK Ultra alleged programs that they don't do anymore.
Oh, I think they're still doing them, but okay.
Yeah, I think so
That's
too.
why we're seeing what we're seeing is what I'm saying, because
Yeah, I think exactly that's how they train the kids to allow these things to happen, to turn into like what you were saying. I don't know if it was when you left, Amy, but when Crusher, you were talking about the DD. That's how they do it.
Yep.
Yes. Would you mind going over that?
I'm pulling it up
It's
right
really
now.
good. I thought you'd stepped away. It was really good information.
I did. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Let me pull it up real quick. That way I can just read it and not sit here and try to find my words. So,
let's see what people are saying over in chat. Yay! All their good work will go away because Lauren will have something true to point to as an attack. That's what I fear. Welcome to the Dragonflies, by the way, Dr. Von Kay. Thank you for becoming a member. I wanted to say that earlier, but didn't get to it.
Hey, Dr. Von Kay. Hey, everybody. Okay, so y'all ready? So this is what I asked my chat GPT, and so I'm just going to walk you through it. Let me take a sip real quick. Okay. And I put hypothetical question because ChatGPT sometimes does not like my questions. What are we to make of this transcript from a lawsuit filed against Tim Ballard that revealed a possible psychological relationship or session or experiment that resembles an MK Ultra programming technique that could potentially be training Tim Ballard to become a future prophet and president to, quote, usher in the second coming of Christ, unquote. And I'm like totally hypothetical. No allegations are being made by anyone at all. Like I'm pleading with it. It just dawned on me that this transcript resembles something similar to that alleged covert method, in my opinion. And then it said, and then I went down and I said, I then edited my initial query to add this excerpt from one of the lawsuits alleged against Tim Ballard. So it's quote, additionally, this comes from the lawsuit. Additionally, Ballard would get ketamine treatment and have a scribe come in with him while he would talk to the dead prophet Nephi and issue forth prophecies about Ballard's greatness and future as a United States senator, president of the United States, and ultimately the prophet of Ballard's church to usher in the second coming of Jesus Christ, unquote. Here is the response that he gave me. So this comes from a transcript actually found inside that lawsuit. It's like a one screenshot. Okay, that's literally how long it was, and it just made me think of MK Ultra. Okay,
wild.
So the transcript says, so this is not from my chat GPT. It says it's like Tom Harrison is doing this session and he's saying he feels, and he writes down, he is stepping outside of himself. He is himself 100%. There's that percent again. While in K state, while in K ultimate true serum, he can say all he needs to say. God speaks to him. And then Tom wrote asking God. So this is what Tim is asking. God, Tim's asking Nephi, Tim's asking Tom Harrison, and angels. Okay, so Just trying to fill that in. He's asking them, what do I need to do to help prepare myself? Forgive me, Father and Mother. Then he says, this is going to bring you to Charlie Kirk kind of area. With this freedom, I bring love and light. With this freedom, he effortlessly gives love and light. In this freedom, I effortlessly see and give the love and light to God's connection to the world. Why did you send me here? I just want to help people. What have I done to these people? That's scary. Father, Mother, please protect me. Tom Harrison says, who are you? He says, Catherine's sister. Catherine's his wife. So that's the end of that transcript. Okay. So here we go. Oh shit. And it says this, results say, this is a deeply layered hypothetical question, and analyzing the provided transcript through the lens of psychological programming or coercive influence is a fascinating intellectual exercise. Let's break down the elements of this text and explore what they might signify within the framework you've proposed. And it says, based on the hypothetical premise that this transcript describes a technique resembling MK Ultra style programming, here is a deep dive into its components. Okay. And so the first one says the settings and tools, creating a controlled dissociative state. Okay. The foundation of this alleged session is built on specific tools designed to alter consciousness and increase suggestibility. Ketamine treatments. This is the most critical element. Ketamine is a powerful dissociative anesthetic. Medically, it is used for anesthesia and in smaller doses for treatment-resistant depression and PTSD. Its psychoactive effects are profound. There's dissociation. It creates a sense of detachment from one's body, which Chad explains that exact thing when he's talking about remote viewing, portaling. Okay.
That's right.
So you step outside of your body, like you're dissociating. So yeah, that's what's going on here. All right. So
Actually, it's one of the things I use. It's helped my depression tremendously.
Yeah, in microdosing, right? That type of therapy.
I just couldn't break through my depression and my trauma, my PTSD, and it's helped. Because it helps you disassociate from your trauma.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh wow. So it
I
says
do it legally, though. I do it medically through a company. So just so you know, through a doctor.
It's your body, you know. I mean,
I just find it interesting.
But I'm just saying, it's completely legal.
It is, and you know, I just find it interesting that Tim Ballard, Chad Daybell, allegedly, maybe, we don't know. We're just opinions and speculation, right? But these people can't drink coffee, but they're slamming ketamine, and they're probably not microdosing. I mean, if you're literally having them, if you think you're talking to Jesus, right? I've done acid in my past, and I thought that
well, never acid, but I rolled my ass off.
No, it's like what I do. The microdosing is like a little glass of wine that it's like that's what it feels like, and it expands you. And I do a meditation.
I've expanded
set a goal, and I use it as a whole like treatment modality. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
But
it
I don't
definitely has good effects for sure.
I did it because I was just numbing my pain, but didn't even know. You know,
the best thing for me. It helped me transition off of all of my prescribed narcotics because I was on the fentanyl patch. I was on morphine for all prescribed. Wow. I was on a whole bunch of psychedelic, mental health medications, and now I'm not on any of that. It helped me transition off of all of it. It's just been really, for me, it's been amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible. Therapy is good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody too. There's not one set way. Not everything works for everybody.
I agree.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that Ballard didn't go to like the therapy center and get microdosed and like have I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that it was probably like in his living room or something. I don't know, speculation.
And you gotta think too, it's elite. You know, it's this is basically the Diddy version of Mormonism.
Oh yeah.
That is a great call, Trisha.
I mean, they connect to Epstein anyways, and Kanye West. Through Kanye West, he connects to Diddy, and yeah. I mean, just that's one of the connections. I mean, it goes to the Marriott's. They're Mormon. They own Marriott Hotel. I mean, that's what all this is. Like Paris Hilton was in those oh my God, wilderness camps or whatever. And Jody Hildebrandt talked about, I forget where I heard this from, if it was from Jody Hildebrandt, that she said herself, or if it was from Adam C. I don't remember which one, so sorry. But that Jody had been at the same ranch or whatever that Paris Hilton was at. So just throwing these little nuggets in there, because it just helps fill out the context. And so if Dr. John is a doctor, huh?
She sent her patients to those ranches, like the ones that Paris Hilton and everyone went to.
And,
yeah, she did.
I mean, and so Strive Psychology, I'm sorry, is allegedly Dr. John's. And he owned a wilderness camp, allegedly, one of these things. So it's like, and Mitt Romney's all tied in with that too. No, yeah.
Oh my God. Then that makes sense why he is completely trying to send these people away. He's not trying to help anyone. This is all allegedly my opinion for entertainment and educational purposes only. We urge you to go out there and do your research. But I just feel like he's one of those people that is doing it for show. Like, oh, look at me, I'm the big doctor. But he's not really doing it to help the patients. And I have a real problem with that.
Huge problem.
It's because there's going to be more victims in the wake. I mean, right now, we watch them and we're reviewing that now. I think any of us who are going back over the footage, even just a 9-hour live, where there is nothing but, I mean, loaded words meant to make us stop. I was calling Christina a stalker. I was not. Look, I have had 2 murderers, that I had to wait for Lori to be convicted. And then I got to say it without saying allegedly.
Right.
Okay. Then I had to wait a year for Chad to be convicted. And so I could call them both murderers. And then when we went to Arizona, I had to say she allegedly murdered my Uncle Charles. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're supposed to do, because people aren't just automatically guilty. They do deserve their day in court. We're supposed to be presumed innocent and they'll proven guilty, I mean, in a court of law. So we can't just pick and choose, Some people are convicted before they even go anywhere. And I'm noticing that even Dr. John and Lauren, they said this in I don't know if you can look it up. My computer's kind of jacked up, but if you go to the Chosen podcast, it was a interview they did, I want to say November of 2020. And at the very end of it, Dr. John talks about how his plans, I don't know the words, right? Because I'm just taking it all in and I don't know what to call it. Like the whole psychology thing, I'm just like, oh, I just know the basics, I don't know all the things. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm right there with Christina going, I don't know what a PhD is. I've never had to explore it.
Yeah. I mean, how often do you have to question someone who's a PhD? Because usually they have like publications and they're like a proven PhD, right? So there's no paper trail of him allegedly. I mean, most who has to really question until his behavior caused people like me, who I'm not in the mental health field, but I'm questioning your decision-making skills as a mental health professional. And then so is Christina in looking up all of what he doesn't have a paper trail of. And most PhDs in psychology, I know this from family members in my state, you have to be published. You have to do something that there's a paper trail to prove you are who you say you are. So I have questions. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I mean, I'm gonna send it to you in the private chat.
Okay. You see it?
I found it.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, I sent it to you in the private chat. And yeah, it's Hidden True Crime. I'm sorry. And yeah, it's an Apple podcast. There it is. Yeah. And so this was Oh, 2021. Was it?
Please note, this episode discusses murder of children.
Can you go to the end to like I want to say the last 5 or 6 minutes, maybe. Now, this person right here, the chosen, I think they're platforming Gypsy Rose too. So just know that.
Oh,
I think.
well, that's no good.
Of our position and our discussion of this entire situation, that it was actually, I think it actually provided some confirmation of many of the things we've talked about. So,
Yes.
so it wasn't surprising to see that Chad's teachings played a major, if not the major role in a lot of the events that transpired.
Right. Do you think that's even maybe in accordance of Chad being a cult leader, if you will?
You know, that's such a tricky question, but he definitely has qualities of being a cult leader. I'm not sure. I sometimes refer to him as the accidental cult leader because I'm not sure that was something that he really cultivated.
Right.
But I think it's something that fell on him, and that when it did, he seemed to enjoy it and perpetuate it. So I think that would be an accurate description.
I mean, I would agree with that, actually.
Yeah, but that's the wrong podcast. So I sent you the other one.
Sorry. I was really getting into that one. Okay, so you said the other one? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, they kind of look the same. I'm not used to Apple and.
Wait, I gotta sign in. Why didn't I sign in for the other one?
I didn't have to. I don't think.
I don't. Okay. Let me sign.
Oh, it's making me do it too.
I hate to do this, but I actually have to jump off. I have plans coming up with my little guy tonight. But thank you so much for having me, and I'll be listening while I'm getting ready to go. And hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, if you ever want to talk, I'd love to. I could talk for hours.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would absolutely love that. Hopefully we can do it again. Thank you for being so gracious. It was nice to meet you, Kresha.
You too. Have fun with your little guy.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know. It's being weird. Oh, password. Okay. I'm sorry. I hate sign-in apps.
Sorry, I had my phone mic'd because of the bird or muted.
Oh.
Okay, so I've got to do a two-factor authentication. Hold on a second.
Yeah, same. Oh, I need my iPhone.
Okay.
Two-factoring here too. It just was interesting, you know.
Yeah.
Especially being so many years ago.
I've never had to sign in like this. So.
Oh, let me put my new password in. My bad.
Okay,
there. We're probably gonna get it at the same time.
I'm the right one though. No, which date is it supposed to be?
I don't know. I'm not on that screen.
Was it a family affair with Hidden True Crime podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. It was Happy Thanksgiving.
Marshall's buyers are hustling hard to get amazing.
November 27,
2020.
2020.
Case
quite well known. We talked about the possibility of getting John in to do some testing with known criminals that are behind bars for the rest of their lives.
Oh, back that up. That's the important part.
Questions about. So we have already been kind with each other. How can we
on this particular on the Daybell Vallow case, probably in a month. Cool. And concluding with the episode I just talked about where I talked about Macbeth.
Yeah.
Which is also going to be a really personal episode, by the way. So
Gotcha.
You can have a lot of personal revelations on my part, but disclosures.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the term revelation when we're talking about Chad Daybell.
You didn't murder anyone.
Let's refrain from that one.
He hasn't buried any dead bodies, so that's not what he's talking about.
but we hope to continue and start another season. And a couple of the things we're talking about are Lauren covered a case of animal cruelty when she was a reporter in Boise. That's still a cold case.
It's unsolved. Also Idaho.
Yeah.
A pony was tortured. And one thing John and I have talked about is the fact that while true crime is a very popular genre, there isn't a lot being talked about when it comes to animal cruelty. We don't hear of cases. And I think, which is interesting because I think a lot of true crime listeners are passionate about protecting animals. And so I think we overall, we want to keep hidden crime going. We want to start on some new crimes and assessing them. And so our first one we're talking about doing is this story. I'll say it's about Patches. Patches the pony, and assess what type of person would do this, and in hopes to maybe bring justice to this pony.
Yeah.
All the web sleuths out there help us.
If somebody's willing to torture and mutilate a horse, I guarantee you they're capable of a lot more than that. So
exactly.
It's really interesting to us that this case has not been solved. And as far as we can tell, not many people in true crime deal with animal cruelty or the psychology of animal cruelty. So I think we want to our goal is to break some new ground a little bit if we can here and there. So I think we'd like to.
Let's have to stop it for a second and say, what is he talking about? Everyone covers animal cruelty because there's so many cases that happen. The cases.
And to hear them talk about animals when Lauren, you can tell she's not a lover of the dog. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That was new to me, but he rolls straight in from Patches, the whatever animal it was, horse, miniature, whatever the hell. I wasn't paying attention, and he rolls into this project, which I believe is what they're doing. And that's why they're in Delphi. That's why they're in all these high profile, and they're inserting themselves into these, which can do damage. I mean, I'm still calculating the damage over here.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen to it then.
To explore that a little bit. It won't be a full season. It might be 3 or 4 episodes.
Sure.
But we'll start with that. And then
we've talked about doing some crimes that people haven't heard of before, and some crimes that are quite well known. We talked about the possibility of getting John in to do some testing with some well-known criminals that are behind bars for the rest of their lives.
Pause this and say, okay, thank you so much, Cynthia, John, for the information, and thank you for the $5 super chat. They say, I'm heading out of the chat. If anyone wants support Christina in reporting Dr. John to the board for ethics violation, let me know. I'm a licensed social worker. Christina actually left a comment on one of my videos the other day. She actually, what did she say? I haven't had a chance to reply to it yet.
Oh, wow. Okay. Love Always True says Dreamfeed Media just posted a video about how Lauren harmed her. Oh, that one, was it just now, or was it the one where she's like, imagine? Okay. I'm just, go to Dreamfeed Media. She's amazing. Okay. Oh, no, I mean, I'm telling everybody to just sub up. I'm not good at this kind of stuff. I'm just like, I could just do the things.
Well, Christina said, I really appreciate the time you took to understand the full situation. I don't blame anyone for their initial reactions. I mean, because I apologize, because I was like, at the very beginning, I was like, I don't think any of these people are good people, but figuring out what Christina went through, I just really don't know what else she was supposed to do. And so she was just like really saying that she appreciated our support. So,
yeah, I mean, right. I was right. Like I said, I called her stalker, and I mean, as intended by Lauren, in my opinion.
I felt horrible. I didn't call her a stalker. I just said, that I just thought it was immature behavior on everybody, and I wouldn't want any of them as friends. But I mean, now I see like who has each other's back in this situation, and
how,
I see what else I could do. Sorry.
And how it's designed to be that way, how John called it drama, just mean girl stuff. That's what he said in his, Brad Pitt love party. I know. I'm like, if anything, they need to talk about the Fight Club. You don't talk about the Fight Club.
Like it was a little bit of a psych op to have her come on a 9.5-hour live and not really say Christina's name at all and just call her a stalker. I mean, that was put in.
Oh, yeah, new development, I guess. I just remembered, but y'all know that she did do some editing after the live was over. I was trying to figure it out because of the jump cuts that were happening yesterday while Jay was reviewing it, and some other times too. But this one was pretty hard. You could see it. And I've never done that. I've never edited a video after I publish it and go live, on YouTube. So I have no idea how that even works. I know you can, just never did it. But it was 9 minutes and it was like 9:09 9:09:27. Now it's like 9:08, whatever. So just know that there's about a minute and some change of, edits after the fact. I haven't gone
watching, or what are you talking
on the
about?
9-hour live stream after we finished. Yeah, they've gone back and had revised it. Mm-hmm.
I wonder what she edited out.
Well, right. There was one where she was reading the declaration from her friend Sarah Nelson. And I mean, look, my source, I don't know if it's the same Sarah Nelson. I mean, I hate to be like this because this is the same woman that provided the memorial building, the theater and everything. So you see what I'm saying? It's like a rock and a hard place. My parents love Sarah. But I believe this is who my source is referring to as being the other Mormon lady teaming up with Lauren, allegedly writing My Killer Aunt in prison, using somebody else to do it. Yeah. I believe, allege, I don't know.
Alleged. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So is that in this part or?
No, I'm just letting everybody know that there was, it's shorter than the original 9 hours, 9 minutes, 27 seconds.
Okay, so you think that, Junie, I'm just trying to figure out what you think was cut out of the 9.5-hour live.
I don't know. I mean, we're all, if you're following Jay's, daily stuff, then yeah. I mean, I'm reviewing it too, just in chunks like that.
I haven't actually gotten to what Jay's been doing lately. I've been really working on stuff, so I haven't been over there the last few days.
Yes, this is me working on.
I don't hang out with this case every single day.
I have to. This is my life, so I don't have that. Luxury, or I say a luxury, but I don't have that choice because I still have to go tell my parents maybe what John is lying about, maybe on his credentials.
Are your parents still asking what's going on and wanting updates?
Well, I mean, they deserve to know, and they're damn sure not going to get the truth from Lauren and John.
Yeah.
They've gotten dissed. My mom's had shit talked about her behind her back. My mom saw the text back in June. So, I mean, it's like, and then Lauren still used the fact that in that 9-hour live, Lauren used the whole, we saw Kay and Larry a week later, not a week from a week ago. You're talking like, it's just the way she did it is so disgusting and manipulative. Bing bong. Yeah.
Bing bong crusher.
It's a lot. So it's like, not only are we dealing with Lori and Chad, the culprits, the murderers, right? We're dealing, and we've had 4 trials back to back, year after year. 4 of my birthdays, the past birthdays, have been a trial. Okay. Yeah. And so now that this has all come out, not all of it, but as this is slowly coming out, I'm having to like go back. It's, you realize that you've been being manipulated. So you go back and you visit all the things, memories or whatever. But this is involving murder cases, capital murder case. She's so intertwined.
Making sure that she doesn't get out, like what you said, like they don't.
Making sure that her and John are the ones that land on Dateline, the CW, Netflix, Sins of Our Mother. They're the voice. They are the authority, and East Idaho News is the other one. Then you have the mainstream, okay? But these are the most, I would say, a lot of people trusted Nate or East Idaho News. I'll just say East Idaho News because Mormonism, right? And they're right there. I mean, they were Johnny on the spot, very good reporting, but they also were able to have all the basically gems. You could just say that, okay? Because they all act the same way. Okay. I'm sorry, not trying to piss anybody off, but that I have murdered people on this end. So, and I'm not trying to use that as a guilt thing or, I'm just like, but these are people, this was human life, and it was extinguished because of their beliefs, which could maybe be your beliefs. It's okay to check yourself. I've checked myself going over Mormonism. I'm not Mormon, but I'm just like, oh, I've done that. You just have to be real with yourself and say, oh, maybe I'm being deceived too. You don't know, because you're born into your culture, into your family, into the first cult, basically, right? My mom said whatever my mom said, I was like, yes, ma'am. That was law. And then you move on, you go to, different sports, school groups, organizations, and you, anyways, become influenced. We're very influential, very influenced. So
I agree, Cash. I completely agree. And then a lot of people are waking up to what the world is now, and we were influenced and told the world was one way, and everyone's finding out it's a completely different way. So
they lied. They not like us at all, and it really sucks. So come to find out, I am in a cult. That's what I'm saying. So I'm sitting here examining Mormonism, and then I'm like, oh crap, my government is really shady. They've lied about so many things. So, you can't be like nan and a boo-boo. I mean, I wouldn't say so, because we're all, look, I'm saying that, but then here's Hidden True Crime doing what they do. And here we are, manipulated. And I know it sucks to say, hey, I got
this. We can learn. We can take Hidden True Crime and learn for the next people that come along that are like Hidden True Crime.
And we can warn too. Yes, that's so important. What you're doing here is so important.
Know what you're doing. And it never really dawned on me, thinking about like, now you've got to be on top of this situation so that they aren't your voice. That just makes so much sense.
That is important. I'm really more worried about my parents, and my brother and my family, my Uncle Jerry. I mean, even other sides that maybe don't know that, maybe because they are of the same belief system. I don't know who's in what, but I'm very protective, of my family. It's like, don't F with me and don't F with mine. This is my family, my blood. Our blood was spilled. I just like figure that buys me a lifetime of standing on this, what do you call it? A soapbox, I just want to continue saying their names. Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, Joe, they mattered.
They did.
They're sorely missed. Here we are coming up on the holidays, on Christmas. I remember whenever, before this story went public, it was December 2019, Christmas. And I remember seeing JJ's shark pajamas hanging in the living room. And my mom still has those shark pajamas because he never came home. or, he never came to open his presents. And that's real. This is real. We are real. They were real. True crime is true. I'm using Lauren's stupid ass words, but it's the reality of it. They're real victims. I don't consider myself one because I say they. Anyways, that's that society, the upper society wants us to be victims. Okay. They want to be the heroes and the saviors. All right. They have all the answers. They do the Q&As, if you will. They know it all.
God does.
And they want us to rely on them. If you're a Mormon and you leave the church, and then you're like, I still see this behavior where they're still looking for someone to follow. Lauren herself in her Mormon Stories interview or whatever, she's saying she's looking for people to help her. Tell me, what did I do? In her 9-hour live, she's looking for somebody to save her.
Yeah. Well, she's been looking for someone to save her whole life.
Yes. But yet she's sitting there saying this and desiring this, yearning for this, while she's controlling me and my family and being a gatekeeper and putting a narrative out there that's protecting the very organization that is behind my family's murders. It's crazy.
It's disgusting.
It's deep.
It's really deep. It's like, it's the upside down world where this is like, instead of the victim being, I don't know,
it's inverted for sure.
Speechless a little bit. Like because I don't know what to. I don't know. I'm trying to say something to make it better, and there's no making this better.
Oh, no. There's no. You have to go through it. Whatever you're facing, whatever we're all facing, doesn't have to be like this, or not all traumas are equal. I mean, there's no competition, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. But you're trauma.
No.
It really is.
This is not a pissing contest.
I know it's not a contest, but I'm just saying it's a little more traumatic than most.
I don't know. I've had other traumas.
Story is pretty traumatic. I could tell a story and it would be pretty traumatic, but Crasha, you could come up behind me and be like, "Yeah, but and so it's not a winning thing, but it's just traumatic what you've been
crazy. It's crazy, is what it is.
Yeah,
it's pretty out there. But I mean, loss is loss. That's how I look at it.
Right. Loss is loss, and I say that. But it's
thank you, Dr. Wanda. You made me cry.
Because of you, Crasha. Oh, you and your family story has taught me empathy. Wanda. Okay, that's so.
But I know. I'm like trying to hold.
Your family has got a lot.
That makes it count. That makes their lives count. When we stop saying their names is when they truly die.
Yeah.
All right.
Did Jim get excited about Christmas?
Oh God, yeah, he's a kid. He was a hyper kid.
I'm getting a sense of JJ only because I felt like Lori hid him a lot, and I felt like I didn't know if what his autism was. He like really deep in his autism? Was he aware of holidays? And I just didn't. I've never been quite sure of JJ. Like
he was also he was a oh my gosh, I forget the terminology, but he was a 2.
Oh,
okay. I'm sorry, y'all, but he was a savant. He was so smart. He could read at 3 years old. In fact, like editing videos, like the home videos I first uploaded onto YouTube to humanize him, because Lori had minimized them and dehumanized them, all of them. But people were coming to my channel and in the comment section, and they were like, "Oh, he can talk, he can walk," and I'm like, "What?" Lori did this to him to make her children depend on her. Okay, that's what I see. But and I mean, he was only 7, for heaven's sake, so it's like he was a kid, but she didn't celebrate milestones. Charles did. She didn't. And I'm so grateful. I mean, grateful that he had his sister, Tylee.
She did.
I am so grateful. I'll never like that. That's hitting me pretty hard right now, but
I'm sorry.
glad they had each other. Yeah, it just is. It should not happen.
Tylee loved JJ. Like that was her boy. You know, you could tell. Like she protected him.
I'm sure he got on her damn nerves too.
Wow.
You know, I mean, that's how me and my brother were. I'm like, go get in your room. I mean, but then you love him. You know, like I can't imagine my life without my brother, my little brother. I feel very protective of him, and that's JJ's dad. And so I never got to really like be like the aunt role, you know, because he was adopted. So it just kind of left question, you know, like, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't in on the adoption portion of it. And I don't know. I like to dig, but I'm not nosy, if you will, you know.
Yeah.
I was living my own life too.
Things that are that like close to your family.
Right.
I was saying the other day is like, I've just started using my psych degree to try to diagnose my family. Like all these years, I've never really tried because all you had
to do was get in the YouTube chat. Yeah. We diagnose everybody. Right. You're in good hands here. But just know that we can't diagnose because we don't have the credentials, John.
Yeah, right. Well, I have a BA in psychology and sociology, but I wouldn't diagnose any.
Right.
That's not what a person does. Like he's not supposed to be diagnosing people. So people are just really thankful to you, Kresha, and they're really proud of you for speaking your truth. And I am too. It broke my heart when you first came out and said you had to pay that woman to even be heard. That drove me crazy. Like you had to buy soup stickers and stuff like that. It just made me so angry.
I did it on purpose, like intentional too. Like you're gonna say my name.
Knock, knock,
you're gonna say it. You're going to recognize my damn name. You're gonna acknowledge my existence.
I will not.
Yes, like I felt so isolated, and I mean that's not even coming into contact, but a couple times. You know, she did this. She orchestrated things allegedly through these Facebook groups and these women in these Facebook groups, keeping me on the rails and stuff. That's the term she used. Keep pressure on the rails. Then hold up. Even worse than that.
What does that mean?
Then they told me that it was my mom having them do it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's even worse. Pitting a mom and a daughter, and your dad. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Ooh, it's hitting me right now.
Sorry, Kresha.
No, I mean, I don't feel things right away.
Yes, I like that too. It takes me
a few
weeks and so to feel stuff.
Yeah, and I've been like, okay, you know, I mean, I'm right here. I'm like all in the middle of researching and trying to figure out the damage. I'm calculating the damage right now, seeing where there was manipulation or a lie or exploitation, and I'm having to just document it. Yeah. And I mean, not just for the case sake, just for the story's sake, just for my future freaking generations, you know. It's so important, right? And it's so outlandish and it's so gigantic. It's so hard to keep up with on top of everything else. I don't wish it on anybody.
About writing a book.
Yeah, but now I'm doing this instead, you know. But I just have to. I'm gonna write a book about Lauren. You think she'll like that? Since she likes to write my family stories, I'm gonna write hers. You think she'll like that?
That would be very fun.
Do I get a cease and desist or what?
But do you feel a huge sense of relief that you won the copyright at least? Does that feel good for the holidays maybe?
No, I got pissed off even more when I found out. I was livid when I found out. I was like, are you serious? Like, it just felt even more manipulation and more purpose. I'm starting to not be able to talk. She did it on purpose. She did it to shut us up. She did it to keep traction from building. She did it to be a bitch. She did it to grow her weight like she's been doing. And you know, some people are saying that it was like that sixth lady or whatever that spoke up saying that it was Grayson that did it. But Lauren is her name signs Grayson's paycheck. Her name was on my copyright board thing that she doubled down. Not only did she copyright strike me, but she was suing me for damages too.
She was suing you on top of it.
She paid the $40 extra.
Well, I wonder how many other channels she's like, how many times has she used?
Care. I mean, I care, but it's like, this is my family. So it's like,
it's a tactic though, Crush. This is a legal tactic. Like, how many people has she used this tactic to say that I've already copywritten this and you can't have it? And then YouTube's like, oh, well, they've already copywritten it and you know, didn't like research it and then said she wins, right? And then how many people? People, so that might be something.
You're right.
See if she has other victims.
That's it. You know, you have to look in the wake because you know there are some. You know, and I know there are some.
Yeah.
It's just, do they say, is it worth it? You know, or is it not a big deal? But it really would help to just shine light, right? That's the best disinfectant, y'all. It really is. And it, you know, I felt bad too for speaking up when I did, you know, because it was right when all that 9-hour live happened. And then, like, let's say she went on the 15th and did the 9-hour live. And then on the 26th, actually I started talking about it the Friday night. But anyways, on the 26th is whenever that's the one that got struck down, the video. The live when my mom spoke, you know, none of that was planned. My mom, I offered her, you know, telling her what I was going to do. That way she could prepare for the ripples that were going, the backlash, you know, because it was never safe for me to speak out. That's so shitty.
Yes.
When you're going through hell and when you're researching and you're just trying to find out why your family's murdered and everybody's just so busy bowing down and praising and just, oh, I gotta see what so-and-so says. And then that's it. Like, that's the story. That's the word. And so you can't even, you know, give a different perspective because people have already bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. And then you become public enemy, you know, because you're just like, okay, but it's not like written in stone. You know what I'm saying? That's his take on it. That's that's everybody's take on it. I go listen to everybody. I do.
I do too. I even listen to people that I don't agree with because I want to know all sides of the story.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why. That's what I've done. It's important. It's not always good or it doesn't feel good all the time, but
well, Prasha, I've got to go because the baby bird. But will you come back? Because I do have a whole panel put together and I've got some things that I want to talk about the Mormonism. And I do believe that this is just my opinion too. I just think that Mormonism is supporting hidden true crime. And I want to take a closer look at that.
Okay. I'll send you some articles too, or I'll gather them together. I'm a gatherer too. What?
Okay, well, it's been really great talking to you.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye, Prasha.
Bye.
Okay, guys, so we are going to get that panel, that Mormonism panel. I promise you. Thank you guys for coming here and hanging out. Thank you for all the super stickers. Thank you, Dr. Vonda K, for becoming a Dragonfly. Do you know what that is? That's the membership program that we have over on YouTube. Here, let me show you a little something about it.
If you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you.
Okay, and welcome to all the new dragonflies lately. Love to have you here. We're going to be doing another live chat together really soon. Shannon and I watched a Christmas movie together, and we played Pingo, which is Power Bingo. Had a lot of fun with that. Tomorrow we're going to Mall World finally. We're talking about our dreams. On Sundays we get a little more soulful, and we're talking about Mall World. Have you ever dreamed about going to the mall? I have. I have reoccurring dreams, though. I have reoccurring dream locales all over the place, and we're going to be talking about it. It's a new phenomenon. And we also are going to be doing a Sarah Boone update and more hidden true crime. So be sure to subscribe, give this live a thumbs up. If nobody's told you this today, and even if they have, I don't care. I don't care. I'm still going to tell you this. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Cavalier's drumming his old guitar again. Words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I would steal them and fly away with you for a while. Hearing the essence of gratitude, your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day.